They played all the time. Miles Hammond, Michael Klinger, James Bracey, Ian Cobain, Ryan Higgins, Jack Taylor, Benny Howell, AJ Tye, Tom Smith, Chris Liddle and David Payne.
Yeah, that is the 11. I've just seen that confirmed. So that is the 11 for Gloucestershire.
And Surrey have dropped Ricky Clark.
Well, yeah, that's the big bit of news that we've just seen. Now, he's not been in great form with the bat, I have to say, and I think they're sort of just taking him out the line of fire for this evening, and are going to play Ryan Patel instead.
Can you tell me a bit about Ryan Patel?
Ryan Patel, all-rounder in this form of the game, more of a championship player for Surrey, got 100 in the opening championship game of the season, has sort of been up and down the order for Surrey, has played one game in this comp against Sussex, but can bowl as well, so he can bowl you some overs, and he'll come in probably 7-8, not a huge hitter of the ball, but a good fielder as well. I just think with Ricky Clark, he's still a wonderful, wonderful cricketer, but he's just going through a bad patch.
Well, and
people do, so I think they're going to give Ryan Patel a go tonight. So Surrey's lineup is Aaron Finchwell, Jack Sam Curran, Ollie Pope, Ben Folkes, Jordan Clark, Tom Curran, Ryan Patel, Jade Dernbach, Gareth Batty and Imran Tahir is the Surrey 11.
I mean, that 11, they all are first-class cricketers, but they just haven't gelled in this competition, have they?
Well, you look at the results, and they're coming off the back of that defeat last night at Lord's, and it was a pretty heavy defeat, actually, by 64 runs, and lost their opener at Chelmsford, then lost here against Middlesex, then beat Glamorgan here when they knocked Glamorgan over for 44. A tie at Hove, very exciting. Yeah, I know, I was there for the big tie with AJ Tye. And then lost to Kent here, lost to Somerset at Taunton, and then, as I say, lost last night. Morgan and de Villiers had a night out yesterday, which was terrific. And Gloucestershire have sort of been, they've had games, the start of their campaign was rained off. And they've had the tie. And then there's a couple of wins and a couple of losses in there as well.
Well, we beat Middlesex at the Cheltenham Festival when they didn't have Sterling, they didn't have Morgan either, and de Villiers, poor chap, hurt his hand, so he couldn't play either.
Yes, that was here when he hurt his hand.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's trying to take a catch, and he hurt his hand.
Hurt his hand quite badly.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure it's that bad, but it meant that he couldn't play a couple of games.
Okay, well, look, the grounds are sweeping up some remnants of mud on a pitch about 12 away from the one we're playing on. We are playing, I think, almost centrally in the oval.
Well, this is, again, from memory, this is the pitch that was used here for the game. Well, I say the game, it was a 7-over game in the end against Kent due to the weather. But yeah, that's the thing, and it's quite right, this. I think for a full house here at this ground, you want your pitch slap bang in the middle. You want to use the entire surface area. The thing here is you can get run ragged because it's a big old
it's a massive outfit,
so there are twos to be had everywhere. And I would expect this pitch to play pretty well. They normally do here, and I think Surrey probably, if they'd won the toss, would have had a bat as well. As you say, if there's weather around as well, that's always the case, isn't it?
Well, I always think in this competition, I don't know what they can do about it, but I go back to the very first game Gloucestershire played at the Cheltenham Festival. They played Glamorgan, and they had them 98 for 6 after 18 overs. Then it started raining, and of course there's no chance of Gloucestershire coming down to bat. I don't know what they can do about that.
It's a
difficult one.
I think the thing is, you want these games at outgrounds as well. You want to give everybody the opportunity to watch T20 cricket, and the crowds this year have been unbelievable.
They have at Gloucester as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm talking across the whole country, but sort of in London as well. If you think last night, I think it was the biggest domestic crowd ever for cricket, 27,500 at Lord's. There'll be 23,000 packed in here tonight. So, in 2 nights again, T20 cricket's going to have over 50,000 people watching it in London. Which is,
I think the product deserves that as well. It's been an excellent T20 competition. The weather has intervened a bit too often for Gloucestershire fans, but if it's a sellout, I ask you a question, Mark Church.
Yes.
If it's a sellout here, how can Gloucestershire fans come and watch it if it's a sellout?
By buying a ticket.
Do
you see what I've done there? Yes.
I understand.
So
now.
yes. So what that means, Mr. Hunt, is when they put the tickets on sale.
I see.
And then people from all over the country
can buy them.
And then come to the game. Hence it being a sellout.
I see.
But actually, on a serious point, the other thing about this place is it's a Friday night game. Now, Surrey's only Friday night game. and they're brilliant affairs, the Friday nights here, because there's a lot of people who are sort of starting their evening, their Friday nights here.
Just finished
work.
work.
Yes, exactly. And the atmosphere is always absolutely fantastic. It really is on a Friday night. But I think where Surrey have done well, and all the counties have done well, is that they got those Friday nights taken away from them for whatever reasons. But grounds have still been selling out on Thursdays and sort of on Saturdays and Sundays as well. So it's been terrific. It really has.
Well, there's a guard of honour. Here come the teams. There's a guard of honour. Some little children in red. I suppose they got some charity. I can't quite see what it is. Do you know anything, Mark?
Well, I think it's they're actually wearing the Surrey sponsors T-shirts as the guard of honour. What they normally do is invite a school, a nearby school, to come and wave their flags, which is a rather lovely thing to do. And they get to meet the mascot, Caesar the Lion. And they get themselves on this game as well, just for everybody, Gloucestershire listeners as well, on BBC Bristol. It's being live streamed as well on the Surrey website. So if you want to watch the pictures and listen to us, then it is being streamed as well.
Just watch
on the Surrey website, or just turn us down and just watch the pictures. But yes, being streamed as well on the Surrey website. This one, so you can watch all the action as well. The table's interesting. It's very tight.
It's carnage, isn't it?
It is. It's very tight. Sussex top on 12, Kent second on 12, Middlesex third on 10, then Hampshire and Gloucestershire on 7 points, Somerset on 6, Essex on 5, Surrey on 3, and Glamorgan on 2.
We beat Kent on Tuesday. And I thought Kent obviously was top of the table, but it was a very low scoring game at Bristol. They got 125 in their 20 overs, and we won with 7 balls to spare. We don't like going to the last over because anything can happen in the last over. So that was a good win for Gloucestershire. So they've beaten Middlesex and Kent. Now Surrey, I do remember a game here. It was about this time of year, 2 years ago. It was the hottest day of the century. Do you remember? It was roasting. And Craig Miles bowled a ball and it was hit for 6 and they won it on the last ball.
As a Mahmood. It was I think that might have been there was a championship game as well, wasn't there? And it finished in 3 days, enabling you to have, I remember this, a day's grace in London, and you went off to musical theatre from memory.
I did.
And then came back for the T20 game.
I did indeed. That was a wonderful day. But don't tell anyone at Radio Bristol, they might dock my pay.
Well, no, because what you did quite brilliantly in the 2020 game is gave us a fantastic summary of the show that you've been to see for our listeners in London. So
excellent.
I'm sure they were delighted.
Well, the clouds are around. It's a funny sky, really. It's a mixture of blue and grey. You never know what's going to happen. The flags. It looks like the wind is coming from. I don't know. Is that the west over there, or is it the east? It could be the south.
You were going to ask me that. So that's Battersea direction over there.
That's coming out with the M4 there.
Yeah, it is. So it's coming from Cardiff, and I think the weather in Bristol and Cardiff we've seen hasn't been great.
It hasn't been good.
But I'm looking forward to, because I saw that tie at Cardiff.
Good game.
Great game of cricket. It really was. And Gloucestershire, how they hung in there was superb, because at one point Glamorgan looked like they were going to walk it.
They did, and I think Glamorgan dropped their guard a little bit, really. AJ Tye, I mean, he's not a record. Well, he's a good batsman. He obviously hits the ball very hard, but they run out with the top order batsman, and I think they thought, we've got this on toast, but in fact they hadn't. AJ Tye got his career best. Look, there's there's a tone. What's that? Is that a countdown?
It's the countdown on the big screen. So yes, we know that it's 50 seconds now until the umpires will come out through the guard of honour, and then the flames will go up. I think we have got the pyrotechnics tonight as well. Yes, I think down below us you'll feel a bit of heat at some point, Mr. Hunt.
I don't know why they have these flames.
I think it's to excite people.
Is it?
And to warm up this commentary box, because there are times where you can feel it on the soles of your feet almost.
Get my feet ready for that then.
Yes, indeed. People have lost their match day notes on those, I've seen over the years. Yes, match day announcers have left their clipboard on the edge of one of those, and they've gone up in smoke.
Okay, there's 15 seconds to go, 14, and the umpires are certainly treating this very seriously. We don't have this at Gloucester or Bristol. We don't have a countdown.
I think it's all quite fun, this. I think it sort of adds to the excitement, doesn't it? You know what's happening.
2, 1, here we go. Here they come. Here come the umpires, and Surrey running out, led by their captain, who is
Jay Dernbach.
Jay Dernbach, captain.
Yes, Jay Dernbach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, is he playing much in the Championship this year?
He hasn't. Well, actually, he's been injured. So until the 2020 start of the 2020 campaign, he hadn't played a game this season. But yeah, desperate to get a win tonight. I interviewed him last night, and he was a bit cross actually with the way they performed last night. So that one change, no Ricky Clark, Ryan Patel into the side, and Surrey in there. Duck Egg Blue, Bob Hunt. That's the official Duck Egg Blue. Very London. Very London.
Why is it Duck Egg?
Well, that's the again, a bit like the sellout. That's just the name of the colour. If you want to, if you ever decide to redo your bathroom in a duck egg blue,
that's trendy, is it?
Take a Surrey shirt in, because that's exactly what the colour is.
But it's not. Well, I don't know what a duck egg looks like. The duck eggs are white, aren't they?
I think they have a hint of blue in them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Gloucestershire in their normal kit of yellow and black. On Sunday they had a rainbow day raising money for Tom Smith, and it was a tremendous success.
Very good.
And I have to say that Sussex joined in with it as well.
As you mentioned,
there's a rainbow.
There is a rainbow.
There is a rainbow
over the back of the pavilion.
Isn't that fortuitous?
You are amazing, Bob Hunt.
Yes, I can conjure up a rainbow
yes,
I want.
Absolutely brilliant.
It is a rainbow.
Like the Wizard of Oz tonight.
They're opening with a spinner, which is.
Well, they've done this. They did this last night. Imran Tahir, it would be, with his legs spin. Got rid of Dawid Malan third ball last night, so that they tend to get through with one over a spin up top with Imran Tahir.
Well, Tahir's a very economical bowler. They've got a mid. That's where Miles Hammond hits it. Cow corner, and they must have a third man as well. I would imagine. I can't quite see.
No, they haven't. They're two men out at the moment. Is that
two men,
wicket and the long on.
Tahir bowls, and Hammond drives it straight back to the bowler along the ground, giving him no room. Now, Gloucestershire don't worry too much about the power play. They just, well, Michael Klinger says he just plays ball as it comes. You don't want to worry too much. Klinger hasn't done a great season for Gloucestershire on his return from his home in Perth. Tahir bowls to Hammond again, and that's cut, and that's a nice shot. That's going to have to follow all the way. That's very nicely played by Miles Hammond. It won't be reined in, and he waited for that. He waited and waited and waited, and the last moment just glided it through the covers, and there isn't a man on the cover boundary.
No, with the two men allowed, only two men, of course, outside the fielding circle. Tahir's got his offside packed, but that was just too short and wide, and nicely put away by Hammond for the first runs of the evening. Yeah, 4 without loss,
and Tahir bowls again, and Hammond drives to the man at long on, and that's another single, forcing Michael Klinger to come and face. Now, as I say, Michael Klinger is a wonderful batsman. I love him, but he hasn't had a good season since he's been here. He's been a little bit scratchy. Well, he's 39.
Well, it's his 200th T20 game tonight.
It is his 200th T20 game tonight. Yes,
he's made just the 60 runs in 5 innings so far in this competition.
But I think he's going to be on good form. He loves a big crowd, as Michael Klinger.
We saw it last night, you know, with the big names come out.
Yeah.
With the big crowd, Morgan, AB de Villiers, Finch last night.
Klinger thinks about a single, and it's. Well, what Klinger did then, he just tried to pat it to get a single on the onside, and he didn't get enough purchase on it, and he actually halted Hammond halfway down the pitch. 5 without loss. And Klinger again just drives that to mid-on. It's an easy single. Klinger's off the mark, hooray. And that is the end of the over. Now just 1 ball to go, 6 without loss. Hammond on 5, Michael Klinger on 1.
Yeah, I'd like to see Klinger make runs tonight, because he's a wonderful batsman to watch. He really is. Surrey would like to see the back of him very quickly.
Of course they would.
Because they know how dangerous he can be.
Hammond faces to here, and that's a poor ball. That was over pitched, and Hammond just drove it through the offside. A disappointing over that from Tahir, 10 off it, because I think he bowled too far down the offside.
Well, I have to say that's a wonderful shot from Hammond, in the fact his wrists, it was the way he manoeuvred that into the gap, and it's a nice start that from Hammond, the cut for 4, and then a very nice drive through the covers. End each, is it tonight, Mr. Hunt?
Pardon?
End each, you do the pavilion end, I'll do the Vauxhall end.
Yeah,
Shall we go that way?
Yes.
And it's going to be Jade Dernbach from the Vauxhall end, the captain into the attack straight away tonight. So yeah, you can see the crowd coming in now. So I think they've heard the news that we're underway. So slowly but surely, the crowd are making their way in. I think there's a few of the England Test players here tonight.
I met them.
Having a watch.
I saw them. Ebony Rainford Brett.
Ebony's been in tonight, yeah. Rory Burns was having a net earlier. I think Ben Stokes is here tonight having a watch, I heard, and on the grapevine. So the field will be slip, third man backward, point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, a deep backward square into here on the edge of the circle at fine leg, exactly where Klinger's just looked. So it's Jay Dernbach running away from us from the Vauxhall end, second over coming into Klinger, and Klinger's forward, pushes this one down into the leg side, and there is no run. Dernbach in the competition this season, 4 wickets. This is 6th game.
I think they got that fielder right for Klinger, because if anything's short, Klinger likes to pull it behind square on the leg side, but I think he should go around a little bit more, to be honest.
Jay Dernbach has got Klinger a few times in one-day cricket, and also I remember, they've just taken the slip out, but a couple of times that's been with the ball that he's just hung outside the off stump, and Klinger's looked to drive. As over the wicket comes Jade Dernbach to Klinger, and Klinger's in behind a short one, just works this up towards Sam Curran at mid-on, well run by Michael Klinger.
Yeah, he's a fit man, he's very fit.
But I remember, of course, Gloucestershire winning that final at Lord's, was that 4 or 5 years ago now?
Yes.
But I remember Jade Dernbach getting Klinger very early with one.
He did.
Just
First
hung
over,
it outside the off stump and had a drive, and got an edge on it, Michael Klinger.
But we won that.
Sprinted a single. You were delighted.
I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
As the left-handed Hammond comes on to strike now. Where's Ben Folkes off to? Oh, the bail's blown off. We might have a bit of this tonight because there's high winds.
Yeah.
So they might have to call for the heavy bails. Although these aren't the light-up ones, I don't think, are they? Because those ones are heavier due to LEDs, Mr.
LEDs.
Hunt. Light-emitting diodes.
Is that what it calls?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Not as I got muddled up and thought it was the famous 70s rock band were turning up. As over the wicket comes Dernbach. This one's left alone by Hammond, the left-hander, outside his off-stump, taken low down by Ben Folkes. And Ben Folkes last night came out number 8 for Surrey. I think that raised a few eyebrows, because by the time he got out there, the game was over. So I would expect to see Ben Folkes a little bit further up the order tonight.
Well, they got off to a decent start of Gloucestershire. The Shire. Come on, the Shire.
11 without loss in the second over. Dernbach down below us. Comes over the wicket to the left-handed Hammond, and Hammond pulls him off the front foot in the air, one bounce out towards deep backward square. Will Jacks will get round in front of the Peter May stand and do the fielding. Didn't get all of that, Hammond.
No, he didn't.
Gets a single, moves on to 10-12 without loss. Gloucestershire.
Well, Miles Hammond operates for Gloucestershire in the T20 like the old-fashioned pinch hitter. He's happy to get a quick 20-25 to set them up for a decent total. Klinger now facing, looks around.
Settles himself down. Yeah, Hammond 106 runs, strike rate 141.33 this season as Klinger backs away, looking to make room to go through the offside, and Jade Dernbach follows him. And Klinger can only push that one out into the offside. Ryan Patel is up there to do the footing. Just joining us here on BBC Bristol DAB and on BBC Radio London. Joint commentary tonight between myself and Mr. Bob Hunt here in South London. A balmy, slightly humid.
It is very humid. Very humid out there.
Tonight.
Humid as humid could be.
Steamy evening, I would say, in South London, Mr. Hunt. As over the wicket comes Jade Dernbach once again to Klinger. And Klinger, looks to work leg side. Half a shout going down, and now Patel is up to do the fielding and shouts for the run out, and nothing doing. He's demolished the stumps, Ryan Patel, because he's dived full length with the ball and taken not only the ball onto the stumps but himself as well. But just seeing it again, definitely not out LBW, and then the dive from Hammond saved him. But if you remember John T. Rhodes in the 1992 World Cup running out Inzamam ul Haq, and there's that very famous photo of John T mid-air knocking all 3 stumps out the ground. It was a bit like that there from Ryan Patel.
Very close, actually.
Very close with the dive. Pyrotechnics have gone up. Our first bit of fire of the evening. End of the over. 2 overs have gone. I think that'll be 13 without loss on the scoreboard for the leg bye, and it will be Sam Curran to bowl from the pavilion.
Yeah, Sam Curran. He's just a very good crew, isn't he? Sam Curran. He's obviously very much involved in the England setup. How old is he now? Is he about 19? 21
now,
is
Sam.
He? I remember he was 17.
He's reached the heady heights of 21. Yes.
He was a young boy when I first saw him. Anyway, he comes into bowl to Klinger, who's on 3, and that's up in the air, and that's a very good shot by Klinger. It hasn't got all the way. I think he meant that, did Klinger. He tried to play it obviously a bit straighter, but it just fell short.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. That sort of shot from Klinger just shows he's not in the best of nick at the moment.
No, he's not. That's the problem with him.
That would have probably gone over extra cover for 6.
Yeah.
So he's just not quite
his eyes take a little bit of time. He's 39, you know. He's very old. Curran bowls again to Hammond. That's better. That's the one. That's enormous. That is gargantuan. Oh, it just plugs. It just plugs. Did it cross the boundary? No, it didn't. It just plugged about a foot from the boundary, and it trickled over the boundary rope. Now that had 6 written all over it, I thought.
It's a long old carry there.
Yeah.
From the middle of the square, but that made a lovely sound off the middle of his bat. Again, it's those hands and wrists of Hammond, so quick. And just picking that one up and whipping it. And, well, there's only one man back there.
Well,
so
he's taken
Jordan
advantage.
Clark's got a long way to go there to get round.
18 without loss. Good start this by the Shires. Curran bowls again to Hammond. Hammond just deflects one down. It's an easy peasy single, which they accept. Klinger does very good backing up. So I like the way that Surrey have their offside fielders away from they're not on the edge of the circle, they're in from the circle. So the strangle's the one on the offside.
And the other one for the left-hander is obviously defending the longest boundary. That's where Sam Curran's thinking. Go straight and try and defend that long boundary. And actually, if you play a shot like that as the bowler, you just say, all right, fair enough, it's a good cricket shot, that.
Now Klinger likes hitting over the head of the bowler. That's a good shot from Klinger. He got everything onto it, but that was a much better shot from Michael Klinger. He got everything onto it, and he rolled his wrist, which is what you're told to do at cricketing school.
It's not a bad bit of bowling, that, actually, from Sam Curran, in the fact that he's defending that long boundary again, and that went straight to Will Jacks for a single. It's a good shot for one.
Yeah.
That's sort of the manner of T20 cricket, isn't it?
Well, these two do need to stay here. They haven't had a massive opening partnership for Gloucestershire this season at all. In fact, it was 0 last week, because that's another run, and that's going to go past the fielder on the leg side, and it goes over for another boundary. Hammond is on fire today. 19 to him, 24 without loss.
Yeah, just squeezed it into the leg side, past the diving Ryan Patel.
Yeah. And
nothing against Imran Tahir, but if it gets either side of Imran Tahir these days, it tends to go for 4.
Well, he's a bit crotchety, isn't he?
Well, I think you were saying, Mr. Klinger being 39, Imran Tahir is 41 now.
Right.
So, yes. And it does. When you get to that sort of age, it's very difficult to get your knees moving at all.
It is right. That's pulled. That's going to go. That's going to be out caught. It's going to be out caught. It's 6. Oh! It's a good bit of fielding out there. Now Hammond really got hold of that. I tell you, the left hand is on fire today. 26 with all. He got hold of it, and it just fell short of the field on the cover boundary. He had to run a long way on the leg side boundary. To run a long way round.
Yeah, it's Jordan Clark out there, and. I thought for a second it was going to go straight down its throat, but as it was, it just bounced in front. Hammond 21, Klinger 5, 26 without loss, and it's going to be Jay Dernbach having a chat with Tom Curran, who's coming into the attack. So 4 boundaries already, and if you're watching on the live stream, you can see now over the back of the gasometer, and there are the dark clouds, and
it's not that dark.
The city of London will be okay, I think. As Tom Curran for the 4th over, coming into the right-handed Michael Klinger. Oh, slower one. That's well bowled from Tom Curran. Well, I think it's very well, but it's dipped on Klinger. Well, Klinger was thinking the same as you there, Mr. Hunt. That's going to hit me on the head, and then it's dipped on him.
It did dip, okay.
And I think that's a pretty good bit of bowling. There was the famous one, wasn't there? It always comes up when you see deliveries like this. The famous Chris Reed one. Do you remember with Chris Cairns, where he ducked and it bowled him through his legs because it dipped at the last moment? 26 without loss. Tom Curran. Over the wicket he comes to Klinger, and Klinger whips this one off his pads out towards Jordan Clark at deep backward square. And the throw comes in from Jordan Clark, and Ben folks might not appreciate that one from Jordan Clark.
Nor the umpire.
It just skipped off the surface. 27 without loss. Klinger moving on to 6, and back onto strike comes Hammond on 21. Field at the moment is 3rd man on the edge of the circle. Then you've got the sweeper at cover point, the extra cover mid-off, mid-on, short straight mid-wicket. Jordan Clark now going out to deep mid-wicket. Fine leg will come up. That's 3rd man will come up. Apologies. Imran Tahir to the edge of the circle as Tom Curran is into the left-handed Hammond, who picks him up and slots him for 6. Great pickup shot that, and with mid-on up on the edge of the circle, Hammond's taken that off a length, bottom-handed it and bunted it into the OCS stand for 6. If you catch it tonight in the crowd, it's £1,000.
Is it?
It's £1,000. So I don't know whether that was caught or not. No, dropped £1,000 down there to our left.
Good
33
shot,
without loss. As Tom Curran over the wicket, he comes to Hammond. Short, slower ball. Hammond threw that far too early, looking to pull it. Almost bowled him. Nice comeback that from Tom Curran. He's having a quiet word here with Mr. Hammond. After being slotted into the OCS stand for 6, comes back with a very good slower ball.
Well, I don't see why does Tom Curran have a word with him? He's just been hit for 6.
Yeah, well, I think Tom Curran's just saying, hit that one. I think he may be saying to him, he may be saying, what a very fine shot that was, Mr. Hammond. Well batted, sir. But I doubt it, as Ryan Patel is now being pushed out to deep mid-wicket, and they're going to bring Jordan Clark up to the edge of the circle. So 4 men now, 5 men on that offside circle. As Tom Curran's in, Hammond looks to drive, pushes it straight back up the pitch, and there's no run.
Well, he didn't worry so much. He's hit his 6, it's over, and it's a good start for Gloucestershire. 33 without loss, and I think that Klinger is finding his form. These two could stay together, I think, for a long time.
Well, the thing for Klinger is, if Hammond's going well at that age, he can just play his natural game and find a bit of form. Somebody watching from the balcony of one of the flats near Archbishop Tennyson School to our right often comes out on that balcony to watch. I often think that they're right behind the big screen. Is looking to drive his Hammond, a slower one. He's chipped it up and over the top of Sam Curran, who should get this inside the rope. He will get this inside the rope as he slides. Hammond will come back for 3, and Klinger gets back for 3. And good over that for Gloucestershire. 4 gone. And Gloucestershire here on BBC Radio Bristol, BBC Radio London are 36 without loss, 10 off the over. But yes, there's a balcony in those flats, and it's right behind the big screen.
So
I think I think I often say they've come out to have a watch. I don't think they have. I think they've come out to make a phone call because they've just gone back in their flat. But then away to our left this time, you can't see it now. There's a very nice little penthouse area away to our left.
I can see it, yeah.
Yes, and up on the roof there, if the sun's out, a lot of people go there to have a watch of the cricket.
Well, I remember the old days, the Archbishop Tennyson School, you could see everything because the stands weren't so high. Anyway, the last over, it's going to be Dernbach bowling from the pavilion end, and that's up in the air. It's going to be out caught. It's going to be out caught. It's going to be out caught. He is out caught. Yeah, I mean, Dernbach celebrates. Hammond shouldn't feel too disappointed, actually. He got a very quick fire 30, and as I said, that is his role. I mean, he obviously wanted to go on and on and on, but he got a 30, got a good platform for Gloucestershire, and a good catch as well. I mean, they're steeplers, they're always difficult.
Yeah, Will Jacks is the catcher out there. Good one from Will Jacks. If that's his job, and that obviously is from Hammond, he's got them off to a flyer there. And if that's his job, then he's done a very good job there. And, you know, that is the role of the old-fashioned pinch hitter, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I think Sanaf Jai Surrey being the first one of those, and his job, just go out there and smash it.
Well, yeah, exactly what he did. You can't complain about that. He got 30, and they're still in the power play. Now, Dernbach celebrated that with gusto. So he's obviously pleased to get rid of the old boy. Now, Hammond, he dyed his hair the rainbow colours to celebrate the Rainbow Trust event last week. He raised lots of money for the cancer.
Brilliant, that's brilliant.
It was a lovely event, and Sussex entered it with the gusto. Now it's Klinger, they crossed, and Klinger faces Dernbach and just plays it, and that's a good single from Michael Klinger. They could think about coming back for 2 because the throw was overhit, but Klinger had well gone past his stumps. Good running from Klinger, I think. So 7 to him, 37 to 1. Now Bracey, a left-hander. Bracey is a surprise to the Gloucestershire fans coming at number 3 because he's very much, he loves championship cricket. He's a very dogged stayer, but he is going into the game. He has played for England. He played for England early on in the season. Do you remember? Got a few runs. England Lions.
Lions, yes.
The
Lions, yes, of course. Well, it's a bit like Eddie Byron at Somerset. Their championship opener, who'd never played a T20, came out against Surrey and smashed it to all parts. So
it's Bracey facing Dernbach, and a single is taken up towards mid-off. The throw comes in.
It's an interesting one, that, in that I think for those sort of dogged championship openers that people say have got no shots, I think actually for them it's like just a new lease of life if you're just told to go out for 10-20 and just smash it.
He's a very good cricketer, and I just say he didn't play last year, but he's now number 3 because they like the left-hand, right-hand partnership. Cobain will probably come in next. Klinger facing with his bat raised. Dernbach comes into bowl to the Gloucestershire captain. Probably trying to hit over his head. No, just gets an easy single down. It's well fielded down there, but there's no chance of a run out.
I think Surrey will look at this as a time that they could get the squeeze on. They've got rid of Hammond, 30, but he's gone in the 5th over. 30 out of 39 or 36 when he was out. Now they'll look just to keep it as tight as possible.
Well, Bracey's not afraid to go through shots, I can tell you that. He plays more conventional cricket early on, but he's known to reverse sweep and all sorts of palaver. It's very
all sorts
good,
of modern shots.
Exactly. As Dernbach bowls to Bracey, and he plays a classic cover drive, which is missed, and it doesn't go through for anything. It's a dot ball to end the over. 5 overs gone, I think that is. No, there's another ball to come.
But he's got his strike rate, Bracey, this season is 104.
Well, he's good.
Not bad. And 70. What's he got here?
Well, he had the
72 runs now in the competition.
Yeah, the thing about Bracey is he gets a quick, a nice 20-25, but Gloucestershire have not this season had anyone get a big score in the 10-20. They did the sum of all its parts, I would say. The sum of all its parts.
They've had.
Yeah.
350s.
Dernbach bowls to Bracey again, and fortuitous runs. It's an appeal, but it's turned down. And they made a right hash of that, the fielder down there, which is Batty. He was travelling about 1 mile an hour, and he managed to almost throw it over the boundary, but he didn't. So 2 runs to Bracey. Were they runs? Or were they given us leg
buys?
41 for 1. So then the last over the power play now. Clouds are massing on the right-hand side.
They are. And, well, I think Gareth Batty there, it shows it's still a bit greasy out there. He dived early, he just kept going.
He did.
And almost slid past the ball there.
He did, yeah.
Gareth Batty.
Tremendous entertainment.
Tom Curran will bowl the final over of the power play. 5 gone then. Here on BBC Bristol, BBC Radio London. Some gentlemen there in safari shirts. They really haven't pushed the boat out with that fancy dress, but it's a good effort, I suppose. As in over the wicket comes Tom Curran, and Klinger drives up towards mid-off, just working singles at the moment. It's Klinger as Jade Dernbach does the fielding. They'll pick up a single. I know that one of our BBC colleagues, and they will remain nameless, is here on their stag.
Johnny Barron?
No. He's the voice of the gods tonight.
Is he?
Johnny Barron, yes. You'll hear him sort of announcing players and things.
He's made a living out of this, hasn't he?
He has,
yeah.
Yes. He's up in a little room at the other end of the ground at the moment, under the scoreboard. But yes, our BBC colleagues come dressed as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Who's that?
I'm not saying.
Oh.
I'm not saying, Bob Hunt. I'll whisper it to you in the interval. As over the wicket comes Tom Curran to the left-handed. Bracey, that'll be 4. Bracey just waited for this and then helped it off his hip down towards the fine leg boundary rope and away for 4 runs. Bracey's on to 5, and it's 46 for 1.
That was a poor ball, wasn't it? Down the leg side. All he had to do was help it on its way.
Well, he's got fine leg on the edge of the circle as well. So you get it either side of that, man, it's always going to go away for 4 runs. You can feel the atmosphere just beginning to build a touch more now. More and more spectators making their way in as Tom Curran is in over the wicket to the left-handed Bracey, who pushes this one back up the pitch, and there is no run as round comes Aaron Finch. But I think there's been a bit of trouble on the tubes tonight as well. It's the same at Lord's.
Has there?
Yeah, Lord's last night. Goodness gracious. I reenacted my run, Mr. Hunt.
Did you?
I had
to.
I had to go to Marylebone and then run up the road. So I sort of went back to what I did before Christmas.
What happened on the tubes last night?
As in over the wicket once more comes Tom Curran, and this is flayed into the leg side really by Bracey. Didn't time it at all.
It wasn't time, but he, I think Gloucestershire had a very good power play.
This is what but Surrey here, well, yes, boundary down towards fine leg, but as I say, this will be Surrey thinking we can, because Klinger at the minute is only working in singles. He's obviously finding his form.
Yeah,
that's fine. He's still got plenty of time to go, and he's such an experienced batsman. But what Surrey would like to do next is get spin into it and whip through some overs. I would have thought Gareth Batty's getting ready to come into the attack pretty soon. In fact, he's whirling his arms now there at fine leg. As round the wicket comes Tom Curran, and this was down the leg side, shout for ball behind, wide's the signal, so got nothing on it. And umpire Steve O'Shaughnessy both arms out, as if he's pleading to the scorers.
Well, they tried the old contrary, didn't they? If you bowl a wide down, you just shout from the touch. There's never a touch at all.
47 for 1. Crowd thought there was something on that. Huge appeal. Tom Curran turns again. Comes right on round the wicket. Slower one. Well, Bracey has to wait and wait and wait and can only chop it down to backward pointed. Quickly up comes Ollie Pope to do the fielding. He's everywhere, Ollie Pope. Mr. Perpetual Motion. Lords last night. God, there he did some mileage last night, did Ollie Pope. 48 for 1. Bracey 6, Klinger 9. And Ben Folkes just wipes some dirt off his studs on his boots. As Tom Curran runs away from us from this foxhole end, comes over the wicket to Michael Klinger, and Klinger gets a slower ball in the wing. Can't get it away, Michael Klinger. You can see he's just fighting for form at the moment.
He is, yeah.
And it's the end of the over, end of the power play. 6 gone then, and Gloucestershire winning the toss, batting first, are 48 for 1.
That was a good power play. More than adequate.
Set a platform, I'd say.
It has set a platform, indeed, yes. Well, as a bus goes past the old past Archbishop Tennyson's school, I suppose all the teachers are on holiday, aren't they, really? They can't watch. And who's that? That's not Johnny Barron on the screen.
No, that's David Garrido.
Oh, David Garrido.
Now, normally when Mr. Garrido's here, it rains. But tonight, it isn't. Lovely jacket he's wearing. I borrowed that once. We'll hunt that very jacket.
Why?
Yes, I was doing a bit of television work.
Were you?
And I turned up looking my normal scruffy self with Mr. Garrido. And he lent me one of his 3 jackets he bought.
Batty into the attack and chips it over. I think that was a bump ball, in fact, and Batty went over his head. I'm sure it was a bump ball. It wouldn't have been caught anyway, but it doesn't matter now because it's all past. 1 run, Batty.
That's the difference between TV and radio.
Who were you on TV for, Sky?
I'm not going to divulge my sources, but I had to borrow somebody else's clothes, which is a bit of concern.
Batty rolls to Klinger. Klinger cuts that one, and it's going to be a single. He's finding his form, I think, Klinger at the moment. He's moved on to 10. Well, I've got a jacket when I was on Sky. Dan Rowan, you know, who's now
head of BBC. Yeah,
he was at Sky. He lent me his jacket, and I still got it. Yeah,
never gave it back.
No, I didn't. That's cut again. That's going to be a single from Bracey. So 3 singles of this over so far.
Yeah, Klinger is just dealing in ones at the moment.
Well, I think he's thinking that someone's got to stay here, and I think it must be my role.
And also, I think he's just trying to find some form.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's on 10, which is good for him, really, this season. That's a typical Klinger shot, just dug out and goes to all the way to mid-on, a deep mid-on, another single.
It's that old cliche, Mr. Hunt. It's difficult to find form from the dugout.
It is indeed.
Very true.
Yes, it is.
Very true.
Yes. Well, they do need his runs, but they've got a very good middle order, Gloucestershire. As Bracey waits, and that's pulled away. Is he going to go for 4? Is he going to split the field? Oh, they're cheating. No, they're not cheating. They're not cheating at all. They come back for 3.
Well, he put an effort in. I don't think Ollie Pope's sure there whether he did get it inside the rope or not. Every time he dives at the moment, Ollie Pope, my heart goes in my mouth because of his dislocated shoulder.
Well, the umpire's now saying that you've got to take the word of the field, haven't you?
I think he's done really well.
Oh, he's given a 4.
Oh, he's given a 4. Has he? We've seen it again on the big screen.
Yeah.
So he's given 4. I wonder, actually, I don't think it was Ollie Pope so much. I think it was that the ball rolled and then touched the rope. So that's why it's been given as a boundary.
Batty doesn't like it.
Well, I wonder if Gareth Batty's just asking a question, but this actually isn't a televised game.
No, it isn't.
So it's gone up on the big screen as a replay.
4. Batty
anyway
bowls to Bracey again, and that will just be a single played out towards that fielder who's at cow corner. I always like a fielder at cow corner, cattle country as they call it. Ends the over. Batty's still not very pleased with that 4. I don't see why not. It was a 4. And I think they took the word of the fielder, actually, to be true, which is fair enough. Now, their people in fancy dress, they've come as Grenadier Guards.
They have, and they look very smart as well.
They do,
They really do on the big screen.
They do in a way, really.
Yeah, seven overs gone, and 57 for 1 then. I think what it was Ollie Pope actually did really well, but I think the ball just trickled back and possibly touched the road, but it was difficult to see. But as I say, it's not an actual televised game this tonight, so I'm never quite sure with that whether umpires can use the big screen or not. I just wonder whether that was what Gareth Batty was asking. But anyway, Sam Curran it will be from the Vauxhall end. Well, the 8th over coming in to Bracey, and Bracey tucks this one down the ground towards long on. Tom Curran comes up to do the fielding as the throw comes in, one bounce over the top of the stumps.
I think Gloucestershire are doing pretty well today.
Yeah, they're ticking along.
Ticking along nicely.
Bracey 14.
I bet you they win.
Klinger back on strike on 11. Well, we may as well all go home now, Bob Hunt. As he waits again, does the right-handed Klinger. And he's just checking on the leg side, because 5 legs on the edge of the circle. Sam Curran's in, and Klinger's pulling this one out towards deep backward square. They'll pick up another single as the throw comes in, one bounce over the top of the stumps. And one more to Michael Klinger. He moves on to 12. Bracey comes back onto strike on 14. Some more dark clouds beginning to rumble in.
I think they'll pass unsettled.
I'm just watching the ground staff down below us as well. Just a couple of the ground staff making their way down towards us at the Vauxhall end of the ground. And Sam Curran comes left arm over the wicket to Bracey, who slings this one off the front foot down the ground towards long on. They'll pick up another single, one more to the total, and one more to Bracey. He moves on to 15, 60 for one. And
yeah, I think it's going to be 175 if all goes well. 175.
A good total. Good total.
Very good total, yes.
Good total to defend, because as I say, we're using the whole ground tonight, so they're very big boundaries this evening. Running between the wickets is going to be absolutely key tonight as Sam Curran is into Klinger. Klinger's hooking, top edge, he'll go. Caught at deep backward square, and Klinger's been fighting for form.
Yeah.
And banged in by Sam Curran, and Ollie Pope takes a very safe catch, and 60 for 2, and Klinger's run of form continues.
Well,
and it's these big boundaries, you've got to get all of it.
I totally agree with you, Mark. He was fighting for form, and he thought, right, I'm in form now, and it was short. He had a look to the boundary, he just didn't get enough on it, which is a bit disappointment for Klinger. I mean, he's a lovely chap, superb captain in the field, but he's gone for 12.
It can happen to the best of them.
Okay.
Runs of bad form, but again, it just points out with these big boundaries, you go for it, you're going to have to absolutely nail it tonight, because we are right in the middle of the square, and Klinger got a fair amount of that, but
he did, yeah.
Pope was a good 20-30 yards inside the boundary rope and took the catch very simply. They crossed. Ian Cobain is down at the non-striker's end, so Bracey comes back onto strike on 15 as Sam Curran is into Bracey, short one, and Bracey just helps it down towards fine leg, and they'll pick up a single. One more to the total. Ian Cobain, who is a wonderful shot maker, but of course the one thing I remember of Ian Cobain was that brilliant innings he played in the Championship against Surrey years ago, where he just batted all day.
He did, a day and a half in fact.
Yeah, and Surrey only got 1 wicket on the final day.
But he hasn't played in the Championship at all this season.
Amazing,
only played in the white ball.
He is a very good player though, powerful player. Ian Cobain's got all the shots.
Well, the trouble is he hasn't played any first-class cricket.
He's going with a strike rate of 108 this season in the T20. The right-handed Cobain pushes this first one out into the covers. Jade Dernbach dives away to his left, gets a hand to it. They'll pick up a single. The throw will come in over the top of the stumps. Good over that from Sam Curran. No boundaries and the wicket of Michael Klinger. 8 overs gone then, and Gloucestershire 62 for 2, Bob Hunt.
That's not bad at all. 8 overs gone, so I reckon 3 times 20, I reckon they get 160s, 170s. Good score in this, isn't it? Is it right, Church?
Well, it's something to defend, isn't it? It's something to defend.
Right, yes.
But I just think tonight what's going to be very important is the running between the wickets. And by that, what I mean is with these big boundaries is sprinting your twos.
Well, we've got the 3 big boys yet to come. Howell, Taylor and Higgins. And then AJ Tye, of course.
Well, of course.
And Tom Smith. He's a very intelligent cricketer.
Anyhow, one of the the more underrated cricketer.
He is very much so, yeah.
He's a terrific
He won the
cricketer,
game
Benny
a couple of nights ago for Gloucestershire against Kent as Batty bowls to Cobain. And Cobain drives that. It's going to go. That's going to be reined in for the boundary. It should be 2. That's an easy 2.
Aaron Finch there. That was like that's skating program, wasn't it? It's
Well,
very,
yes.
very, very balletic that from
Well,
Mr. Finch sliding across.
Now, I've got a question to ask you, Mark Church. It's about the advert, the English tea shop. I want you to tell me all about that. As Batty comes in and bowls to Cobain again, and that's just a little dabbly-doubly-doo, and it's an easy single. A dabbly-doubly-doo is a push.
It's a technical term
It's a push
in the MCC coaching manual. That
it's just a push shot.
heard of the Duzra and the Googly. Dibbly-dobbly-doo now has come out from Bob Hunt tonight.
Well, they got a single, I mean. That's what I meant. Batty bowls again, and that's short, and that's put up and over by Batty. That's a brace. It's a very intelligent. It's gone for 4. That was a lovely shot. He got into position very quickly, and Bracey, as I say, is exhibiting all his skills.
Yeah, clever shot that, because he's gone up and over the top of short extra cover off the back foot and away for 4. He's hit his gap.
Where is the English tee shot?
It's a very, very good question.
Bracey fails. Bracey faces again. They go for an easy single. The throw is wild. Luckily, Imran Tahir is backing up, or else that would have gone for buzzers.
I wonder whether it is one of these that might not actually have a physical shop. Do you see what I'm saying?
You order online.
You order online.
Oh, I see, right.
Yes.
I see, okay. As the Cobain hoiks that away. It's not a very elegant shot for a single up to mid-on. I see. If you go past the bowler, you're going to get a single at every occasion, aren't you?
But again, what was so good about that shot for 4 from Bracey was he aimed for the wide expanses of extra cover. So even if it hadn't gone for 4, he probably would have got 3.
He faces again and tucks it away behind square. It's going to be a chase at Imran Tahir, and the old boy bends down and throws it in. It's fun, isn't it? They always. The oldest players, the ball follows them around a lot, doesn't it?
Is that nothing against Imran here, because you know it's his age and all that good stuff, but it's trying to hide him. Basically, it's very difficult to hide him.
He's interviewing Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, so well, it does look a lot like that on the big screen now, in a Surrey one-day replica shirt. I don't think it is Mr. Sheeran. It might be, but they're looking at the clouds and the weather. I think at the moment they're looking at something. In the sky. 73 for 2. The good news tonight, of course, is no kiss cam, because I got a little irritable about that last night again.
The kiss cam? What's
wrong?
Well, the trouble with the kiss cam is if you pick up a boy and a girl, they might not know each other. So
I don't want to see that sort of thing at cricket, Bob Hunt.
No.
You know, really, save it for when you're at home.
Well, you see,
Oblivious cam, I don't mind. That makes me laugh quite a lot. But kiss cam, there was a couple last night. Well, I didn't know where to look. Over the wicket then is Jordan Clark into the attack from the Vauxhall end. And Jordan Clark, length delivery first up to Ian Cobain, who pushes this one straight back up the pitch, and there is no run.
I'm going to make a prediction about the weather. The worst of it is gone.
Sweep round the back.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. It's going to be nice and sunny now.
Well, away to our right, coming
blue
from
sky.
Battersea and up the M4 corridor, there is a bit of blue sky, which is tremendous news, because everybody wants to get this game through.
The pavilion's in sun.
Yeah, it is. There's a bit of shadow now.
Yes.
As over the wicket once again is Jordan Clark, and this is turned leg side by Cobain out towards deep backwards square. That squeeze I was talking about, Surrey have done it pretty well actually. Since the wicket of Hammond, 5th over, 36 for 1. We're now in the 10th, 74 for 2.
Well, it's still a good score.
Still a good score.
I always think you double it at 12. That's my rule of thumb.
Is that the way you work with the double it at 12?
I do.
Everyone has their rules of thumb.
What do you do?
Wait till the end of the 20th over and then tell everybody what they've scored. It's a much safer way of doing things, I find. Bracey back onto strike on 21. There's going to be third man, backward point. Sweeper on the cover rope, extra cover mid-off. Long on, 2 men back on the leg side rope. Fine leg on the edge of the circle. Bracey goes in the air, high into space again. It's good batting this. Deliberately into space from Bracey. It's a long old carry out there, but he knows as long as he gets enough bat on it over extra cover, he's going to pick up runs, and he comes back for 2. Bracey's on to 23. This is going to be a thinking batsman's game tonight, I think.
Bracey is a thinking batsman.
Well, there you go. He's on to 23, 76 for 2. As Jordan Clark will come charging in once again over the wicket. Bracey goes straight down the ground. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Tom Curran, got there, but it's got underneath him, and it's definitely a bit skiddy out there. And Tom Curran got hands to it.
He was behind. He should have stopped it.
Over the rope it went for 4.
He's a young buck.
He's a young buck. I think again though, Mr. Hunt, I think it's that whole thing of you sort of tend to aquaplane a bit, if you know what that means. I don't know if you've ever been aquaplaning. 80 for 2. If you haven't, I'd love to see you do it, because you dive early to skid. As over the wicket comes Jordan Clark, shorter, slower delivery, and this is pulled by Bracey out towards deep backward square. Will Jacks gets in quickly, gets the throw in the air quickly, keeps him down to 1. Bracey moves on to 28, and Gloucestershire move on to 81 for 2.
Have you ever aquaplaned?
I have. I haven't meant to.
In a car, of course.
Oh no, and sort of running. I've sort of slipped and just kept going.
I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah. As over the wicket comes Jordan Clark to Ian Cobain. Short one. Cobain pulls all along the carpet out towards deep mid-wicket, and Sam Curran does the fielding. Sends Ben Folkes backpedaling. So that's the halfway point. 10 gone.
82.
Yep, and 82 for 2 Gloucestershire.
I think 200 might be on the cards here, for Gloucestershire. What do you look away to our right? I get disbelieving faces.
Yes, well,
200. I reckon 190 plus, I think. What do you think? Bet? She's not betting at all.
Sasha in the box doesn't agree with you tonight, Bob Hunt.
Look, 82 times 2 is 164. I reckon, look, Tahir will go for 12 this over. 200 is, I'd say 190 plus is on the cards tonight.
That'd be a good score.
Be a very good score, yes.
See Canary Wharf there on the old live stream over the back.
I can see Canary Wharf, it's a long way away. Tahir bowls his second over, and that's pulled away by Mr. Cobain just for a single up towards long on. Long on and long off a back, as they always are in this T20 competitions. If you get the pace right, you can get a 2 to long on and off.
Well, that's what I mean. They're just such big boundaries today. It's not going to be all about hitting 4s and 6s tonight. It's going to be about sprinting that first one and coming back for the second.
Well, I think Hammond's got off a good start for Gloucestershire. Tahir bowls again to Bracey, who just steers that to backward point. There is no run. A dot ball, a rare dot ball. The sun's out lovely now. Look at this on the pavilion. The sun's out now.
Very nice away to our right at the moment. If you're sat in the bottom tier of the pavilion or in the Peter May stand, it'll be very pleasant at the moment.
Bracey does a little reverse, little swoop, and that's a clever shot from Bracey. He's going to go for 4. Now Bracey meant that. As I said, he's got all the tricks. He knows exactly what a player to play this game is. Bracey. He's a young lad, only 21.
He's worked his angles there, hasn't he?
Plays his cricket for Winterbourne. That's where he started out in the Bristol. Yes. Very, very good player.
Good bit of batting that.
And a rumour has it that Surrey have been sniffing after him.
Really?
Yeah.
But
they always do.
Apparently Surrey sniff after everybody, don't they?
Yeah, apparently.
Sign the entire county professional system.
Well, that's hit him on the pad, but it was missing off stump by Tahir. But a sweep was attempted by Bracey, which is completely mucked up.
If I had £1 for every player that I've heard that Surrey are sniffing after, I'd have about £3 now.
Bracey plays that again through the covers. Now there could be 2 here. They don't run the first one very fast. They content themselves with just a single. They are going on very nicely, Gloucestershire, at the moment, I think.
Yeah, they're ticking along. It's that middle order. They need to be getting, at some point, Higgins, Taylor and Howell into this.
Well, they will come soon. Cobain faces, and that's another easy peasy single up towards long on. Long on is very instrumental. Who is the long on fielder out there?
That's Ryan Patel down there.
Oh, yes.
Ryan Patel down there. 11 gone at the end of that over. 89 for 2. And just looking at the flags up there, it's a very windy. They did say it was going to be windy tonight.
They did.
The good news about that is it's blowing the bad weather away and blowing the better weather towards us quicker than if it wasn't as windy. I've not explained that terribly well, have I? We've got dance cam tonight. I don't mind dance cam, that's fine.
Well, no one's dancing on that.
No, and yes, as long as we don't get the other one, I'll be more than happy. So Sam Curran down below us from the
got a tweet
Vauxhall end.
Kevin Hand.
Ah.
Have you loaned Bob your wardrobe from last night? He says.
Well, at least I turned up in trousers, unlike Kevin Hand last night to the home of Cricket Lords. As in over the wicket comes Sam Curran, slower delivery. I wore a jacket as well, as this one's worked down towards long on. Yeah, 90 for 2. Because I thought I might need to go near the pavilion, so I wore a jacket.
Well,
whereas
funny
Kevin,
enough, I can go to the pavilion without a tie. When
yep.
you've got your media pass.
Yes. I didn't have a tie on, just the jacket.
Oh,
Kevin Hand, mind you, he had a pair of shorts on, and should keep those legs. Oh, we did tell him, keep those legs covered up. 90 for 2. Had to wear sunglasses in the box with him last night, shining so brightly they were.
You better be of a tan on, haven't you?
Well, you know me. Dirt. As in over the wicket comes Sam Curran. This one's picked up, slung down. The ground will go. The Currans combine. Bracey's looked to go over long on and has just slung it straight down Tom Curran's throat.
Well,
and Tom and Sam Curran combine. Bracey goes for 33. 90 for 3, Gloucestershire.
Well, again, I don't mind that. I mean, Bracey got 33, a nice little 33, and probably it'll be Benny Howe coming out now, or it might be Jack Taylor, or it could be Ryan Higgins. Either one of those three. Either one of those three it could be. They do tend to swap it around, but now they come to the very, very strong middle order of Gloucestershire.
Yes, absolutely.
They're very I think it is Ryan Higgins coming out if he's wearing 20. He's short. It could be Ryan Higgins. It may be Ryan Higgins. It might be Jack Taylor.
It's the second wicket for Sam Curran tonight. They crossed. Ryan Higgins it is. So Ryan Higgins will be at the non-striker's end.
It is Ryan Higgins indeed.
Former Middlesex player, of course, who's settled in very well at Gloucestershire.
Well, he's the star player.
Yeah.
Bats and bowls really well.
Very good cricketer. Another underrated cricketer.
Underrated
I think it's fair
indeed.
to say.
I think he should be in England's squad.
90 for 3. Well, they need some bowlers at the moment. Sam Curran, left arm over the wicket, he comes to Cobain, and Cobain gets a short ball, if I can spit that word out, and pulls it down towards long on. Aaron Finch is up quickly to do the fielding, and they'll pick up another single. England have named their 12 for the test at Lords, starting on Wednesday.
8.
We've got Roy Burns and Sam Curran in there.
Right, yeah.
For the second test, and the other bit of news, of course, Joffer Archer in that squad, and very much expected to make a debut, and no Moeen Ali.
Well,
so
that's
Moeen Ali's been dropped, and Jack Leach is in there as the spinner. As over the wicket comes Sam Curran to Higgins, and the right-handed Higgins' first ball just pushes this up towards Aaron Finch, and they'll sprint a single. Good running from Ryan Higgins. He's off the mark with a single, and 92 for 3. But yes, that test match getting underway on Wednesday, and as I said last night, Bob Hunt, lovely that the Australians have had a nice 3-day game with the red ball to get themselves. Lovely to see Travis Head scoring some more runs, and Khawaja finding even more form, and Hazelwood being allowed to bowl a few overs. As in over the wicket comes Sam Curran, and this one's turned by the right-handed Cobain down towards long on. There's Aaron Finch doing the fielding as the throw comes in over the top of the stumps. One more to the total. 93 for 3, Cobain on to 12. Higgins comes back onto strike on 1.
I am moderating my 200. However, there hasn't been a boundary for some time.
It hasn't. It's that word squeeze again, Mr. Hunt.
The boundary coming now.
Yes. So waiting once more is Higgins as Sam Curran's into him, and Higgins is forward and just pushes this one down towards long off. We've actually only had 9 boundaries and 1 6 so far in this innings. 12 gone, and 94 for 3 at Gloucestershire.
I'm moderating it now. I say 180 now.
Righto.
What did you say? Cynics on the right.
You started at 175. You've gone up to 200. You're now at 180.
180.
Yeah, right. Okie dokie.
What do you think then?
Sasha's going with about 180, I think. Yeah, 180.
So you dissed me when I said 180.
180. Adam's just not listening. He couldn't care less behind us, I don't think, at the moment. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it is, because you've now gone with 3 figures.
I'm going for 181.
Well, you're going 181. 181. 181 with 8 overs to go.
Yeah. Batty bowling from the pavilion end, bowling to Higgins, who's on 2, and swaps that away to the right. That's going to be a boundary. That's very well placed by Ryan Higgins. He looked up, and the 2 fielders on the leg side were about 25 yards away from each other, and he, I mustn't say bisect, I must say dissect. If you bisect, there's a lot of blood around, isn't there? You cut them in half, don't you?
I see what you're saying, yes.
Is it bisect? No, it is dissect.
No, that's dissect, is that one.
Is it?
Yes, because I remember it from when I did science at school.
That's pulled away again, and that's gone straight to the fielder on the bounce by Higgins. That's a single on that occasion. 99 now, is it, for 3?
Yes.
It is. So I still think 181.
Righto.
What do you say,
That'll
Mark?
change
What do
by
you
the
say?
end of next over, won't it?
No, it's not going to change. I'll stick on.
160, I'm saying.
No. That's reverse sweep. That's a lovely shot from Cobain. Uses all his experience and the dive.
Oh,
Oh, it's a good
brilliant.
bit of fielding down there. I must admit, I thought for all the world he'd missed it. It's Will Jacks, isn't it, down there?
Ryan Clark, Jordan Clark,
Right, Jordan
down
Clark,
there.
sorry, yes. He timed his dive to perfection.
He did what he aquaplaned again.
He did.
If you notice,
He slid.
he dived
You can see his
early
pants.
and then kept going.
Look, you can see his pants. Look, look. Oh, you missed it. You could see his pants sticking out at the end. As Batty bowls to that's an appeal hits Cobain on the pads. You could see his pants.
I didn't look. I get so terrified of kiss cam that I never look at that big screen anymore.
You definitely could see his pants. They got to happen. They sort of came down. You can see a little bit of panty stuff. Batty bowls again, and Higgins. That's a poor shot from Cobain. Actually, he gave himself a little bit of room, and he needn't have done. Hit it straight to the fielder. Dot ball. 101 for 3. Gloucestershire going really well in this competition, in this game tonight. The crowd are still coming in. It's now about 3/4 full at the Oval. Cobain just cheats himself to an easy peasy single. And that is the end of the 13th over. 102 for 3.
Yeah, and
7 overs to go.
8 off that over. 7 to go. And it'll be interesting this, because the other thing that Surrey have is Dernbach and Tom Curran, the sort of back end overs, and they're both very experienced in bowling those end of innings overs. Ground staff are rushing round down below. So I don't think this is any sort of precaution. I think they just they have a little sort of dugout area down to our left, so I think they've gone to sit down there now.
It's all right, no problem.
Imran Tahir it will be, bowling from the Vauxhall end, coming in over the wicket to Ian Cobain, and Cobain's down the pitch and then slapping this one behind square on the offside. Throw will come in over the top of the stumps, and they'll pick up another single. Mark Stoneman and Scott Borthwick wandering around the boundary rope with drinks for the fielders, down there to our left-hand side, chatting away to each other. As over the wicket comes Tahir to Higgins. Higgins turns leg side, wants to, because he's going into that big gap, and that's good running. It's good cricket, that. As the throw comes in, one bounce from Jordan Clark over the top of the stumps, 2 more to the total, 2 more to Higgins. He moves on to 9.
Well, that's what Higgins should be doing,
3.
taking the pace off the ball.
There's the moon in the sky as well, we can see now. So
He wouldn't be anywhere
lovely
else.
sight as Tahir is in over the wicket. This is turned by Higgins into the leg side. Great running again. Brings up Ollie Pope to the edge of the circle. Higgins here is just using all this space on the leg side. And I think Jade Dernbach's just sort of saying to Ollie Pope, yeah, it's difficult for Ollie Pope because where'd you go? You know, you're on the boundary rope. It's a long old charge in there.
Well, the keeper went for it, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it's a long old charge to the discs on the edge of the circle. Is tossed up by Tahir, turned leg side by Higgins. Doesn't get a run this time. Rolls into Gareth Batty. But yes, I know the moon's always in the sky, and there it is. And a very spectacular sight. We had a rainbow earlier.
We did.
Now we've got the moon. As in over the wicket comes Tahir again, and this is slapped leg side again by Higgins. Won't get a run because Gareth Batty comes round to do the fielding. It's good over this so far from Imran Tahir. Can he finish it off though? As 1 ball to go in the over, and now he's going to move Gareth Batty down to 3rd man on the edge of the circle. So Gareth Batty down there on the edge of the circle now as Tahir is in, and Higgins swings this one leg side out towards Jordan Clark, who does the fielding, and the throw comes in. End of the over. Another one ticks by, and 13 overs have gone. 14 overs have gone, apologies. 6 left, and it's 108 for 3 Gloucestershire.
I'm sticking for 181 because the big boys are coming in next. The big boys. Well, I mean,
is that what they're officially known as?
Well, no.
The Gloucestershire middle order?
Well, I think they're very good. Jack Taylor and Benny Howell, and AJ Ty, of course.
Well, AJ Ty, I'll always remember AJ
Ty for the tie.
For the tie.
Yeah.
He played very well that evening at Cardiff.
He did indeed.
Absolutely perfect having him there for the tie as well.
Yeah, he
worked out very, very nicely.
It is Jordan Clark coming on to a little bit of a 12.
It is indeed.
From the pavilion end. medium pace, right arm
Yeah,
RFM?
I think quicker than medium. I'd
All
say
right.
medium fast.
Yeah.
And he's a very handy cricketer, is Jordan Clark.
Yes, I know.
Very, very good cricketer. Of course, moved to Surrey from Lancashire this season and has played a lot of cricket.
Well, everyone comes to Surrey in the end, don't they, really?
Well, they do. I think, you know, it's the place to come. Bob Hunt, you love coming here.
I love it, yeah. Lovely food we just had. Here is Clark then, bowling to Higgins, is on 12, and make that 13 as he pumps it away to the fielder, who's a very wide mid-wicket position. There's 3 on the leg side. There's a big gap between the mid-wicket and the long on, which should be exploited by Cobain if he can possibly get there. As people drinking copious amounts of beer are served, shown on the screen to the right-hand side. Who is the cameraman? Where is the cameraman?
They're down below you there on the camera gantry.
Clark bowls to Cobain, is on 16, and that's going to be one bounce into the hand of the fielder at that long-on position.
It's interesting this, because I think there again Cobain's tried to give that everything to go over long on, but it actually in a way if you just bunt it into the leg side you're going to pick up 2 every time.
You should be able to,
because they're in a different postcode, aren't they?
Absolutely.
You know, you're calling for one of those taxis to get yourself from long on back towards the bowler at the moment. So
Sun's out
far
now.
away.
The sun's out.
Lovely
now.
evening now.
Lovely evening. Perfect for cricket. I think we're going to be okay, you know. I think we're going to be okay. As Clark comes into bowl to Higgins, is on 13, 110 for 3. And that is that was a very poor ball, and Higgins actually played it quite nicely. He waited for it just outside the off stump and just waited and slapped it through the offside. Another boundary to Higgins.
Yeah, slower ball, wasn't it? And he, as you say, so perfectly, Mr. Hunt just waited and waited and waited and then slapped it away through the covers for 4.
181, looking a little bit ambitious now, but sticking to it. 5 overs to go after this. Higgins on 17, like Cobain himself. It's bowled in, absolutely bowled in, castled in. The bails go flying all the way down to the boundary, really. And, well, that's again, Higgins has gone for 17. The flames go up in front of us. And again, okay, disappointing, but they got runs on the board.
I think it's fair to say misjudged the length of that one.
He did,
Mr. Higgins. It was a pretty good leg delivery to be trying to whip through the leg side, and good straight quick delivery from Jordan Clark. So Higgins goes for 17, sort of cut off in his prime a bit there.
He was. Here's Jack Taylor come out now. Now Jack Taylor is an enigma. He is either brilliant or not.
Right.
I tell you what the problem with Jack Taylor is. I think he's got a bit of time to work with in this occasion. He tends to go things too quickly, too early. He'd go for the big shot.
Where is he with his bowling now?
Oh,
is he bowling leggies now, isn't he?
He has bowled leg breaks in the Championship.
That's right, yeah.
But Taylor, he'll certainly, if it's short, he'll certainly try and hit over the boundary. He's a very inventive cricketer, but he hasn't had the best of seasons. But he's okay. I mean, he's all right, but he hasn't been firing on all cylinders.
He's strike rate of 128.
Which is not bad.
95 runs this season. Best of 42.
Yeah, well, that was a good 42 as well. Clark bowls to him, and he played and missed at that one. I see that was a little bit of hesitancy from him.
He's got a massive bat lift.
He has,
Taylor.
yeah.
Really is a proper, as high as you can go. I really enjoy watching Taylor bat.
Yeah, I like him.
He plays some. He gets the ball into strange areas at times,
doesn't he?
Yeah. And I've noticed he's wearing the black gloves as well.
That shows he's top man.
To match the
top
trousers.
Man, yeah, top man. Very fashion conscious, Taylor. Clark bowls to him, and that's a dot ball played just behind square to the point region. 114 for 4. 5 overs to go. So to make 181, they need 57.
57 off the last 5.
No, the cynic, sorry, to our right. He says no chance. If Taylor gets into his straps.
No, 67, isn't it?
67, is it?
81 off the last 5.
It's 67 off the last 5, actually.
Yes,
yeah, 67.
67. I failed maths GCSE.
67 at 14 is 81. 67 in 5 overs.
67 in 5.
Easy.
Jay Dernbach it will be down below us to bowl the 16th over here on BBC Bristol and BBC Radio London. And Gloucestershire 114 for 4. And it's going to be Cobain on strike on 17. Dernbach is in. Cobain swings him leg side. Will want 2 here, and they should easily get 2. Oh, now Jordan Clark there, as he's thrown the ball, slipped over again. It's like a stunt man at the moment, is Jordan Clark. Either that or he's had a good night out, because he's rolling all over the place.
He fell over.
So it's going to be, there'll be a few like that later, I'll tell you, doing that sort of roll, leaving the ground as Jade Dernbach gets ready once again to come in over the wicket to Cobain. 2 men back on that leg side boundary rope as Dernbach goes wider of the crease, short, slower delivery, pulled by Cobain. This will bring Jordan Clark round again, and Jordan Clark again tumbles away to his left. They'll pick up 2 more. So in many ways here, Cobain's doing what we said in the last over, where he's trying to absolutely smash it, but now he's not trying to absolutely, just bunting it leg side into all that space, running Jordan Clark to his left, and he's picked up 4 off 2 balls.
I'll tell you what it is, they're so used to tumbling over when they field it, he just can't resist it. That's my theory. That theory is mine.
Here's Jade Dernbach once more. In over the wicket to the right-handed Cobain, and Cobain gets a slower one. Good shot. Drives it away and beats the man at short extra cover, Ryan Patel, and away for 4. That's a good shot from Ian Cobain. Nicely played again. Waited, and then smashed it away through the covers. He's on to 25, 122 for 4.
8 of the first 3 balls, they're up and running. And running.
Well, it's a good start, this, from Ian Cobain. Everybody looks so happy when they see themselves on the big screen, don't they? And the problem is nobody else is really looking.
You are.
Jade Dernbach, well, only because we haven't got any cricket on. As over the wicket comes Dernbach, and smash straight back over Jade Dernbach's head, down towards Tom Curran at long off, who's run over the top of the ball, and they'll pick up 2. Jade Dernbach actually did pretty well to get out of the way of that, because that was hammered back at him. Yeah, that could have done. And Cobain will pick up a couple more.
Yep.
2 more to the total. 124 for 4. A few more people now get excited because they're on the big screen and they wave to themselves. One person seen themselves and got up and walked off as Jade Dernbach waits for Cobain, and Cobain settles over his bat once more. Just beginning to tick in this over, Cobain. Dernbach is into him, and Cobain swings him down the ground off the back foot, looking to split long off and long on, and he has. That's a great shot from Ian Cobain off the back foot, and he bisects long off and long on, and away for 4. And Ian Cobain is good over this, just beginning to put his foot down
I think
a touch.
He's got 4. He's got 2 4s in this over, and 3 2s. I think he's got.
Yeah, that
12.
was a good shot. 14 off this
14
over now.
Over,
14 off the over, and the last delivery to come. As Cobain waits again, has a quick look round the field, and then bat's raised as Dernbach is into him. Short, slower one, wants 2 again. Cobain's waited for it, bunted it leg side. Jordan Clark comes sprinting up. Oh, little misfield, but they're okay, because they were thinking of coming back for the second, but it hasn't rolled too far away from him. Again, on the live stream, if you're watching this, Cobain's bunting that leg side, and he knows he can get 2. But that time it was good work from Jordan Clark. End of the over, 16 gone. A better over that for Gloucestershire. 15 off it, and 129 for 4.
So they only need 52 in 4 overs.
To get your 181.
181, yeah. 181. 181. The dance cam.
Oh, good.
The dance cam.
Excellent.
Can you floss?
Going well, isn't it?
Floss ever?
Teeth, yes. Yes. Have been known on occasion.
That's not dancing, someone just jumping up and down.
Well, the small kids enjoy this, I think, the old dance cam. But,
well, some.
Oh, there's Dad in the background.
Dancing, That's right, he's flossing well, that boy. He's doing a good bit of floss.
Well done.
That is flossing.
Stuff.
To here, bowling now to Cobain, is on 32, and that was a good ball. It turned, and he whipped the bails off, but he was obviously well in his ground.
He's taken all the pace off that as well as him round to here. He threw that very, very early, was Cobain.
Now Cobain should just push and run, I would think, here. No, he doesn't. It hits a 6.
Great shot.
Is it going to be caught?
Great
it's not
shot.
Caught in the crowd. That was a lovely shot. It went 12 rows back into the crowd, and I think it's gone down that little...
It's gone down the tunnel.
Down the tunnel, yeah.
There'll be a delay here as the ball's gone down the tunnel, the walkway into the Peter May stand. Great shot though from Cobain, down on one knee.
He didn't push it. He didn't push it, see. I'm with Cobain on that.
Yeah, well, he's got down on premeditated, was down on one knee, virtually waiting for it before Tahira delivered it. Now, we have got a slight delay because that's rolled into the car park. So that's gone down the steps and behind the back of the Peter May stand. So we might need to get another ball here. So
I think
here
they
come
will.
the balls, the boxer balls. But somebody somewhere has picked up that one, I think, and has wandered off with it.
Well, it's difficult. I mean, that's obviously gone round onto one of the food outlets. I must say, I'm very impressed with the number of food outlets here today at the Oval.
Yes, it's good. There's a number of options.
Mexican and
yeah,
Spanish.
absolutely, yes.
Yes. Pizza galore.
Italian food as well.
We had a lovely, you had a bit of chop, didn't you?
I didn't know, we were
US
served
stew.
the most marvellous food, weren't we, again? I had a bit of halloumi fritter.
I had a halloumi, I had 5.
Yes, I know you
well,
did.
That's why
there weren't
one
many
meal
left
a day.
when I got down there.
I was waiting for Weight Watchers this morning.
Ah, yes, of course. Bob Hunt will talk about that in a moment, because last time we were with you, you had your certificate.
I did.
Well done.
It's been withdrawn.
Oh, has it? Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Cobain on 38. Now what's he going to do? Uses his feet, and there's going to be a second one here. There should be 2. Yes, Taylor comes back for the second. Good bit of running from Jack Taylor. If the ball hit the stumps, it still would have been in. Now, I've got to say, I was a bit disappointed. I had put on £1.
Had you?
Yeah.
Well, because when you got your certificate when we were at Bristol with you...
£7, I lost half a
then
stone.
you put it all back on during the game.
That's up in the air, and I think that's going to be caught. Is it going to be caught? No?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Well, Cobain goes on 40, and I've got nothing against that. He has a quick 40. He'll be happy with that. As I say, Gloucestershire this evening are a sum of all of its parts.
Could catch that from Sam Curran, because that was up there for a long time. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually, Mr. Hunt. I agree with you on most things.
Do you?
But here, I'm not sure Cobain needs to be doing that, because someone else now has to come in and get started again.
Well,
He
Benny
just
Howe
started firing there, Cobain.
Well, I know what you mean. However, Benny Howe comes out, and he's quite... The only disappointing thing is Surrey look up at the scoreboard, and they see 2 batsmen on 0.
That's what I mean. And coming straight out now and asking someone just to go ball 1, whereas Cobain there, he's already taken in this, that's 8 off the over, including that massive 6. And now he's just holed out, so he's sort of left it to somebody else to come out there and do the job.
You know what happens if Benny Howe's out? AJ Tye.
Ah, yes, of course, excellent. He's coming in too early though, because they're batting first tonight. It won't work for us, unfortunately.
Is Taylor facing? He's yet to get off the mark. He's only faced about 4 balls as Taylor. He faces here, and he bowls now, and gets himself an easy single. They think about coming back for 2. I wouldn't. No, don't do that silly thing.
I do like Jack Taylor's boots as well. He's gone with fluorescent yellow.
Oh, he has, yeah.
You can certainly see him out there. He's lighting up. His feet are lighting up the Kia Oval at the moment.
Yeah,
Baba Azam has bright green ones.
Has he?
Yes, they're very, very impressive as well.
The whole crowd are now going berserk on the cameras. Tahir bowls, and that's a single. No, it's going to be 2. It must be 2. No, Taylor wants 2. Howe says, no, get back, my boy. Ends the over, and 113. Is that 100? 139. So okay, so how many overs to go now?
3 now, and just 10 off that one.
So they've got to get 50. They've got to get 42.
42 off 3 to hit your 181, Bob Hunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Possible. Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
What they do have, though, I'm just looking at who's got overs left here. Tom Curran's got 2. So you'd expect Tom Curran to bowl both the overs from this Vauxhall end, and then Jade Durham back to bowl the last one from the Pavilion end, because it's always those 2 that do the job from a Surrey point of view. So it's going to be Tom Curran down below us from the Vauxhall end of the ground, and it'll be the right-handed Benny Howe, the man on strike. Start of the 18th over, and length delivery. Benny Howe gets turned around, can only pat this one out into the offside, and up comes Ryan Patel to do the fielding.
A massive straight 6. Loves it.
He's a really good cricketer, Benny Howe.
He is.
Tremendous gloves as well. He's got blue-fingered gloves on tonight. They're very smart. As Howe settles over his bat once more. Right-hander, Jack Taylor down there at the non-striker's end. Benny Howe waits for Tom Curran and bowls him off the inside edge. And Benny Howe looking to force off the back foot, and that's what I meant about Cobain going, because it just puts the pressure back on the batsman who's just got out there, and it's not easy tonight just to get going from ball one. And Benny Howe bowled for 139 for 6.
I mean, it's always a difficult way to get out, isn't it? He played on. Anyway, here comes your hero now, AJ Tye.
Here he comes, Mr. Tye. AJ
yeah.
Tye making his way out into the middle. As I say, it's not going to work tonight because Gloucestershire are batting first. Unless, of course, we have a tie and he bowls the last over.
Yeah,
that could work,
yeah,
and fingers crossed that might happen.
Mm.
So out he comes, AJ Tye. Now, he is very capable of swinging the ball a long, long way, AJ Tye, isn't he?
He's
they might
powerful.
need a bit of that now to get up to your 181.
Well, I think they
Mr.
shouldn't
Hunt.
really.
139 for 6.
I think they're going to get they're going to get near 181.
Okay, you can't change it again.
I'm not changing
Had
it again.
4 goes now.
Not changing it again. 181.
181 is the figure.
But that's 2 dot balls to start that over, wasn't it? Now
from
Tye's
Bob Hunt.
facing.
Yes, he is. So Tye is the man on strike, and Tom Curran coming over the wicket to the right-handed AJ Tye, and it's a slow one inside edge, looking to drive. That's not out because he's hit it, but it's also to keep him there. So this is good over. 3 deliveries, 3 dots and a wicket. Big inside edge onto that front pad from AJ Tye. Just seeing it again here on the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, it just keeps him where he is with the appeal. The only reason that Tom Curran's gone up for that, because he even asked the umpire, "What did he hit that?" Absolutely middled it onto his front pad. It's good over this from Tom Curran. Over the wicket he comes to the right-handed AJ Tye, and Tye swings outside edge, is it? No, a miss, but straight into the gloves of Ben Folkes. Now then.
4 dot balls.
4 dots.
Bad.
Well, Surrey haven't bowled a maiden over in the competition yet, so they probably won't now, I've said that. But they haven't bowled a maiden over in the competition. Do you know, we had a 7-over game last week. Here's one for you. The first over was a maiden.
I've seen that. I
It's
saw that.
extraordinary, isn't it?
We had a 5-over game at Glamorgan a couple of seasons ago, and they bowled a maiden.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, of course, Surrey's world record against Gloucestershire in that 40-over game, that first over was a maiden as well. As this isn't going to be a maiden because it's swung by AJ Tye out towards Jordan Clark, who does very well at deep mid-wicket and gets the throw away. That could have easily got away from Jordan Clark, and he gets a little pat on the backside for some reason from Ollie Pope. I'm not sure whether he appreciated that or not, but 2 more to the total, and AJ Tye on to 2, 141 for 6.
40 runs to get.
To your 181, and Tom Curran is getting ready to come in once again. Terrific over this. Can he finish it off? As over the wicket he goes to AJ Tye, swings him down the ground. He can, because he's going to get a wicket, because Aaron Finch will take the catch. And this is good stuff from Tom Curran. It really is. What an over that is. Just 2 runs off it, 2 wickets. Good catch from Aaron Finch. AJ Tye goes for 2. And Gloucestershire is stuttering to a halt here, really. 141 for 7 after 18.
Well, here comes one of my favourite cricketers in the world, Tom Smith. He's a very intelligent man, a very good cricketer. And he'll... Well, his main role is to give the strike back to Jack Taylor's only on 1. I do agree that Gloucestershire have rather stalled somewhat in these last 2 or 3 overs. So they're going to get 181. Well, Taylor has got to go mad. But I'm sure Jack Taylor doesn't really worry about what I say.
Well, he can't hear you at the moment anyway, unless he's got his earpiece in, maybe listening to you.
That is now 2 overs to go.
Good over that from to bowl the 18th over and just go for 2 runs and pick up 2 wickets is terrific stuff.
Smith
from
faces
Tom Curran.
Dernbach. Jay Dernbach bowling his last over, comes in from the pavilion end, bowls to Tom Smith, and Smith does what he does best. That's good. That's a good. You're going to go back for 2, are they? No. Tom Smith says rightly, no, Jack, you stay there and you get on with things. Well, they could have gone for 2 there.
Played for Surrey, of course, Tom Smith.
He has played for and Sussex and Middlesex and Gloucestershire.
Very, very good cricketer.
He is a lovely chap as well. Raised lots of money for his charity.
Good. Quite right too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about as a charity involving the children are deprived of a parent early, gives them some backup and mentoring.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Now then, they've got Now Taylor, that's a bold move. Taylor loves swinging it behind square on the leg side. They've got two fielders behind square. Now Taylor will be tempted, I'm sure, if it's short. Dernbach bowls to Taylor. And Taylor has a swing and a miss.
It's good delivery that. He's just rolled his fingers across it.
Yeah, it is good. I mean, Taylor, he hasn't really settled yet. He's only got one. They're going to get 181 with 10 balls to go.
Well, I thought you were optimistic with your 181, Mr. Hunt.
I was more optimistic at 200.
Yeah, you went very early with your 200.
It's going to be 150 something, I think. Dernbach comes in and bowls to Taylor again. And Taylor swipes that, and it's going to go all the way, I think. Yeah, it's a good shot. He gave himself lots of room, and he stepped away, and he made sure he had the angle right.
It's that high bat lift again, isn't it? It really does lift that bat high. Jumped outside the off stump and then just swung it. So he's trying to get underneath that.
Yeah, he knows what he's good at, Jack Taylor. We do need, I mean, 7 wickets down. It's going to be, who's going to come in next? It could be David Payne. It could be a run out of batsman. Dernbach comes to bowl to Taylor again, and that's swung away to, that's going to be another 4. No, it's good. No, the ball's trickled over the boundary. That's 2 4s in succession for old Jackie Taylor. Look, the 181's definitely on now.
Yes,
definitely on.
The 150's up.
150's up.
But yeah, good effort that from Sam Curran, but just got away from him.
Good effort at all. He got stuck and he just let it go with the boundary.
A bit like you when you're playing for the Hunts 11.
Correct. Cheating Vickers. Beat the Cheating Vickers, got the trophy this year. Cheating Vickers, yeah, tremendous.
Because last year they did actually cheat.
They did,
because they brought in some young left-arm spinner.
That's right.
Who'd just been ordained. That was really good.
Dernbach bowls to Taylor again, and Taylor plays that to the cover boundary, just a single. 151. So there's 2 balls this over left. So is it 2 balls now? I think it is. So 8
couple of balls left in the over. Yep.
8 balls to get 30. They'll get easy. Tom Smith will now eschew the strike, give it back to Taylor, and then Taylor will get a 3. That's all planned. Smith on 1. Now Dernbach is just altering his field somewhat, because Smith will easily can get a single on the onside, which I'm sure is what he's going to try and do. As Dernbach bowls to Smith again. Whoa! That's going to be out called, I think. It's going to be out called. It's going to be out called. It is out called. Now Smith went big, and I tell you why. That didn't matter too much, because Taylor has got the strike. So that doesn't matter a million miles. I just think Smith tried to get something on it, and what he didn't. Simple as that, Riddle.
Yeah, top edged it, didn't he? And it was a good catch from Ryan Patel. Had a long way to come round to his left.
Good, yes,
Never easy in the lights, and very, very good, safe catch. They've been good with the ball tonight, Surrey, and that was the last ball of the over.
Now Taylor, did he cross?
Well, this will be the interesting one.
No, they didn't.
No.
So they should have done.
Exactly. So it's not that great thinking really from Gloucestershire, because really don't worry too much. Just make sure you get past each other. So Payne is the new batsman. He'll be on strike. 151
right,
for
David
8.
Payne, he's got runs.
30 off this over, and your 181's there.
Yeah, 30. Come on, Jay.
As Tom Curran down below us from the Vauxhall end of the ground will come right arm over the wicket to the right-handed David Payne, and Payne swings him a slower ball down the ground. Ryan Patel won't get to this. They should pick up 2. No, they'll only pick up 1, but it gets Taylor onto strike in his fluorescent boots. 152 for 8. Payne's off the mark. Good stuff from Tom Curran this, though.
Well, Payne just wanted to get down the other end, didn't he? By hook or indeed by crook.
Yes, indeed. He could have just pushed it into the offside and scrambled one, but I think he got done slightly by the slower ball there. So 5 deliveries left. 152 for 8 Gloucestershire. And Tom Curran comes right arm over the wicket, and this one's slammed away down the ground by Taylor. Good shot from Jack Taylor, and again that high bat lift enables him to just get that ball straight, and bisecting long off and long on, and Taylor moves on to 14. 156 for 8, and we have 4 deliveries of the innings remaining.
Right, 4 6s, no problem.
Would that get you up there?
No.
No. So
No ball as well.
Waiting once again is Jack Taylor on 14. As Tom Curran. Over the wicket he comes to Taylor, and Taylor the Yorker, well bowled by Tom Curran. He'll want to, they'll get to, because it's a long old way down there to Aaron Finch below us at long on.
Well run by David
Taylor's
Payne.
fluorescent boots sprinting along there.
That was well run by David Payne. He knew he had to get back.
You can't miss his feet, can you?
No.
The only thing with that, I think, with the old fluorescent boots for the Yorker, is you certainly give the bowler something to aim at, don't you? Because it's not like you're going to miss them. 150, I tell you, if it was Mitchell Stark, I wouldn't be wearing those. 158 for 8. Tom Curran over the wicket to Jack Taylor. Taylor swings him off a thick edge over backward point. They'll get 2 as well. Jacks comes up to do the fielding. Throw comes in over the top of the stumps. 2 more to the total. 160 for 8.
How many balls is he over to go? 2 more?
2 more.
2 more, right.
So not exactly where Taylor intended, but he picks up a couple more.
Well, this is last over carnage, isn't it? Anything can happen in the last over.
Yep, 160 for 8 with 2 balls remaining of this Gloucestershire innings. Taylor waits again. Tom Curran, right arm over the wicket, short slower ball, swing and a miss from Taylor. It's good bowling from Tom Curran.
Well, Payne wanted a single then actually, and he should have got it. Taylor was back on his haunches.
Yeah, Ben Folkes doing pretty well there. Just to get something behind that as it bounced, and just in front of him did very well there, did Ben Folkes.
It would have been worth a try, Payne getting down the other end.
I suppose they may think that they want Taylor on strike for the last ball though.
True.
So he's the one capable of hitting it a long, long way. So over the wicket comes Tom Curran with the final ball. It's down the leg side. Wide will be the signal. It's good diving stop again from Ben Folkes. Looking for the Yorker was Tom Curran, but just speared it down the leg side. So we've got 1 more ball to go.
Just get 19.
20 off this delivery to hit your 181, Bob Hunt. And Taylor, that'd be dramatic. Taylor.
No, it's 19. I think there's. I don't know. What's
no, 161 plus 20 is 181.
Okay.
Yes. As Tom Curran, over the wicket he comes to Taylor, and Taylor drives him down towards the long off boundary rope, and will get 4. So that'll be 165 for 8 Gloucestershire. And Jack Taylor doing a pretty good job there at the back end of the innings. He'll finish 22 not out, and Payne will finish 1 not out, and I think Surrey will be quite happy with that.
I don't know, you see. I just don't know. It's going to be close. I tell you it's going to be close. Have you got the card up there, Mark?
I will get you the card, Mr. Hunt. My pleasure. Here we are. Here is the full card. Do you want me to run through it?
Yeah, I hear rumour there's cake in the press box.
Do you want me to run through the card? That will enable you.
No, I think this lady can go and get cake. Cake and tea. Yeah, cake and tea, everyone. Tremendous news.
Sasha's here. Sasha's here to see what we do, because she's very talented herself in the old broadcasting game. But you've now sent her off to get cake for you. So really and truly, Bob Hunt, honestly. So now let's run through.
You having a bit of cake as well, Mark?
No, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sasha. No, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Very kind. Looking after Mr. Hunt. So 165 for 8. Gloucestershire winning the toss and deciding to bat first tonight. And Hammond was the first to go. Caught by Will Jacks off the bowling of Jade Dernbach for 30 from 15 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. So strike rate of 200, exactly what he had to do at the top of the order. That was 36 for 1 in the 5th over. And then Michael Klinger is just searching for form, going in the 8th over for 12. Caught by Ollie Pope off Sam Curran. 12 off 18 balls, no 4s or 6s there for Michael Klinger.
What's this red car going around the ground?
I think that's a sponsor's car, and they throw T-shirts out the boot of it into the crowd, you see. So there you go. So if you're lucky enough, you get one of the T-shirts. They also have here a T-shirt launcher, Bob Hunt.
I see the T-shirt launcher,
down below us. The gentleman there launching T-shirts into the crowd. Next to go was James Bracey. So James Bracey was caught by Tom Curran off his brother Sam for 33 from 25 balls with 5 fours. That was 90 for 3 in the 12th. And then Ryan Higgins bowled by Jordan Clark for 17 from 12 balls with 2 fours, and that was 114 for 4 in the 15th. And then Ian Cobain played nicely for 40, but then slung one up in the air off Imran Tahir and was caught by Sam Curran. That 40 coming from 28 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. Benny Howe, he was bowled by Tom Curran off the inside edge for 1. And that was 139 for 6 in the 18th. AJ Ty caught by Finch off Tom Curran in the very same over second ball for 2. And that was 141 for 7 in the 18th over. Tom Smith then caught by Ryan Patel off Jade Dernbach for 1 in the 19th over. And Tom Smith going for 1. But then Jack Taylor 22 not out from 12 balls with 4 fours. David Payne 1 not out from 1 delivery. So that adds up to 165 for 8. 6 extras in there as well. And the bowling figures for Surrey: Imran Tahir 4 overs no maidens 1 for 33. Jade Dernbach 4 overs no maidens 2 for 31. Sam Curran 3 overs no maidens 2 for 23. Tom Curran, outstanding 18th over, wasn't it?
Very nice over.
4 overs no maidens 2 for 33. Gareth Batty 3 overs no maidens none for 26. And Jordan Clark 2 overs no maidens 1 for 15. So 166 to win. And I think that Surrey will say to themselves they might have to, I know Aaron Finch and Will Jacks can hit it to all parts, but they may have to run a lot of those as well. We saw that, didn't we, with these long boundaries. There's the chance of picking up a couple if you sort of just knock it into the leg side.
Now, Mark Church, I can see someone's throwing tennis balls onto the pitch.
Yes, they're firing. It's for the kids at half time, so they fire tennis balls out of a bowling machine.
I haven't seen anyone caught anyone.
Not yet,
no.
But high into the air, and then they win a prize if they catch one of the balls. But you see, the problem is they go up so high, and in this wind tonight as well, Bob Hunt, look at the wind.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Swirling. Jeremy Greaves, one of the great men of Surrey County Cricket Club. And that one as well is dropped. He's firing these balls high into the air. Very fine cricketer himself, Jeremy Greaves. I do wonder if his talents could be utilised in another way rather than just firing tennis balls out of a machine on the balcony. But the kids loving this, because as I say, it's tough tonight. If anyone catches one tonight, that's very impressive, because in this swirling wind, this is not straightforward. Oh, well done, young man. That's a super catch, isn't it?
Very good catch.
His friends are pleased for him as well.
How much did he get for that?
I'm not sure it's a monetary prize for the youngsters. I think it's T-shirts or something along those lines. But yeah, not easy tonight in this swirling wind. Gloucestershire, they'll be confident of defending that?
I think they probably will. I tell you what, it's going to go to the last over.
Ah, excellent.
It always does.
Excellent. It does when Gloucestershire are in town.
Yes, it does. Well, I think Surrey, I know they got explosive top order batsmen, but I think Gloucestershire are very canny with their bowling. Very canny.
There'll be a lot of pace off tonight again from them, won't there?
Well, they'll probably open up. Well, they might well open with Tom Smith, but the other alternative is like Ryan Higgins or Benny Howe. Benny Howe bowls extremely tidily, and you don't get many loose balls from him. Little is bowling well, and Ty is, of course, the overseas player. It is vital. Well, no, it's vital. It is very important that Gloucestershire do win this one, because Surrey, with the greatest respect, are out of this competition.
They are. They'd need to win every game from here.
Oh, look at this cake.
My word.
Look at this
You're
cake.
being treated well there, aren't you, Bob Hunt?
2 bits.
And a cube of sugar for you. Now, thank you very much. I don't know why I'm thanking for you. You're perfectly capable of doing that. Chocolate gâteau.
It's beautiful.
I remember when last year, Alan Fawkes as well for 3. Last year, of course, my dear mum came up into the box when you were here, and you very kindly brought her some Victoria sponge up, didn't you? Which was very good of you. But yes, Bob Hunt at the moment will not be talking to anybody on BBC Bristol, because he's demolishing some chocolate gâteau away to our right-hand side. And it looks as if there might be a bit of coffee in there as well, Bob Hunt.
It's yummy.
Sort of a layer of coffee and chocolate.
I'll tell you what it is. It is coffee with a chocolate topping.
Which is what I just said.
A light sponge.
With a light, I didn't do the light sponge bit. So yes, so Bob Hunt, the noises you can hear at the moment on BBC Bristol, I'm sure on BBC Bristol you're used to these noises, but it's Bob Hunt is enjoying his chocolate gâteau. Here come our umpires. back out into the middle. So it's 166 for Surrey to win this. 165 for 8, posted by Gloucestershire. The Gloucestershire players are going through their warm-up out there with Ian Harvey out there. Of course, one of the greats, Ian Harvey. His nickname was Freak, wasn't it? Because he could just do everything, Ian Harvey. He was way ahead of his time, Ian Harvey. So, Bob Hunt's happy. Fans are happy. And they're getting back into their seats now. How's your chocolate gatto?
It's a bit for you as well.
No, not for me, old boy.
Bit for you.
No. Well, looking
Adam
after Adam at the back as well. He likes a bit of chocolate gatto, does Adam? There at the back of the box, doing the live stream. But yes, there's not going to be much of this left. The way you're going through that, Mr. Hunt. So here come Will Jackson, Aaron Finch down into the middle, back into the Coliseum here. I think I've overdone it a bit there, but back here at the Oval, and out come the Gloucestershire fielders, and led out by Michael Klinger in the yellow shirts and black trousers. Lee Fortis, the Surrey head groundsman, wandering off with the light roller. And yes, this will be interesting to see how Surrey go about this, because I'm not sure brute force and power will do it tonight. I think there's going to, we said it, there's going to have to be some intelligent batting tonight, using your angles, using the space out there, because we are right in the middle of the square here. Have you finished yet? Or
no.
No? Okay,
no,
well, I'll keep going
you
then.
You can do the first over.
I'll do the first over, and that will enable you to get through your chocolate gatto. Very nice indeed. And, well, of course, you very kindly, for listeners on BBC Bristol and BBC London, when I did my silly run last, you came to visit me on one day and brought me lunch, which is very kind of you. Beans on toast, it was. Very nice it was too. So David Payne, do you know, seeing you on that day, I was flagging a bit that day, Bob Hunt. Seeing you, I sprinted the afternoon. I just flew through the afternoon's running. Will Jacks will be the man on strike. There's third man on the edge of the circle, fine leg on the edge of the circle, the backward point, there's a sweeper on the cover rope, extra cover mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and then the deep backward square. So, the target for Surrey 166, David Payne left arm over the wicket, Chris Liddle will bowl left arm as well, he's down on the edge of the circle at third man. Here we go then, Will Jacks the man on strike, first over from David Payne, left arm over the wicket to Will Jacks, going across him, and Jacks lets it go. So Will Jacks lets the first ball go outside his off stump, and it's taken by Bracey, moving away to his right hand side. I think Bob Hunt's back with us. I think he's had his chocolate sponge and is back with us. And that first delivery just left alone by Will Jacks. And the right-handed Jacks settles over his bat once more. Payne over the wicket to him. Jacks off the back foot just pushes into the offside, out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope. They'll pick up a single as Jack Taylor in his fluorescent boots comes up to do the fielding. And Surrey are up and running in pursuit of 166. And 165.
I have to say, that chocolate tart, I think it's chocolate tart, isn't it, or tart? It's chocolate, marvellous. Not very good if you're diabetic, though, which I am.
Well, there we are. This is going to be an exciting second half. Aaron Finch comes on to strike. I think it's Tort, isn't it?
Tort.
Yes.
Tort, T-O-R-T-E.
Waiting over his bat is Aaron Finch. As David Payne, left arm over the wicket to the right-handed Finch, and Finch goes across his stumps and then works this leg side to get off the mark straight away with a single. 2 without loss. Jacks 1, Finch 1. Bracey with his black gauntlets on, clapping away out there to Higgins, who did the fielding.
I must say, I'd like to thank Sasha very much for...
Yes, well, she's looking after you. You've still got chocolate all round your face as well, by the way. As turning once more is Payne, and comes running towards us. Left arm over the wicket to Will Jacks, and Jacks is forward and pushes this one down to backward point. Cobain in his black boots goes round to do the fielding, and there is no run.
It's important, I think, that Gloucestershire don't necessarily get off to a flyer, and this is a good over from David Payne. He's a very good containing bowler.
Interestingly as well, even in this first over, the way Jacks is going about it, let the first ball go, push the second one out into the covers for a single. looks as if he's going to take a little bit of time here as Payne is into him, and Jack's, there you go, just looks to pull one off a length outside his off stump.
Well, he missed it, didn't he?
Yep, and it's taken by Bracey, moving away to his right-hand side.
Last ball of Payne's over. This is a good over.
Yep, good start from David Payne. Well, look, as you said, normally these games between these two do have dramatic conclusions. So we may have another one of those tonight.
We might do.
As he waits once more over his bat, does Will Jacks. Payne, left arm over the wicket, comes into him, and Jacks whips this leg side. That'll bring Higgins round to his right, and he'll get a single. Well, Will Jacks as the throw comes in. Tidy first over that from David Payne, just the 3 runs off it. Surrey in pursuit of 166, 3 without loss, and a very nice
And
first
who's coming
over.
on from this end? AJ Tye.
Excellent.
Yeah, I like him. No, he's a good all-round cricketer, but his bowls, we always think in T20 he doesn't bowl at his quickest. He's a shrewd bowler.
Yeah, well, I think that what you tend to find is you've got to be absolute all-out pace, haven't you, in T20?
I don't think you
have
should.
a lot of variation. Otherwise, you can go the distance, can't you?
Who are you waving to?
There's a group of kids here, and it's one young man's birthday. So
Hello.
Come into the commentary box, young man.
Tremendous
Here on the
news.
BBC. Good to see you.
Oh, right. His Tye comes in and bowls, and that's defended. What's your name?
Zach.
Zach.
And how old are you today, Zach?
9
9 today,
today.
Zach. And who are you
Marvellous.
supporting tonight, Zach?
Gloucestershire.
Surrey.
No!
Oh.
Gloucestershire.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh, that's
And are you
poor.
having a good night?
Poor.
Excellent. And these
poor.
are all your mates, are they, on your party?
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
very nice indeed. There they are, there they are.
Right.
They're all having their photo. Come on in, lads.
Marvellous
You can all have your
chaps.
photo.
Is Tye coming into bowl to Jackson? That's pulled away, and that's going to be the first boundary. No, just a single.
We've got
Is it
Jack's
just a single?
commentating behind us now,
Yeah.
so that's good, isn't
Now
it?
listen
Zach
to
on
me.
his birthday.
Who here supports Gloucestershire?
That's a
No
stunned
one.
silence
No
there.
one.
Oh, there you are. You won't like that, will you, Mr. Hunt? There you go.
I think Gloucestershire are going to win this one, you know.
Yes,
It's a difficult score to defend.
Yeah, it is on here tonight. Surrey are going to have to run a lot of 2s, I think, this evening.
AJ Tye comes into bowl to Jacks, who's on, to Finch, and Finch turns that away. That's going to be the first boundary of the afternoon or the evening. It went down the leg side. All he had to do was turn it down the leg side.
It's a lovely shot. Deft shot. Zach, happy birthday. Thanks for coming
Very
to see
nice
us.
to see you,
Enjoy
boys.
the rest of your
Yeah,
evening.
enjoy the rest of your evening. Don't
Yep.
get too drunk.
That one, well, lovely shot from Aaron Finch, just tucked away there. Wise words from Bob Hunt there to the 9-year-olds on their kid's birthday party tonight.
As Tye comes into bowl to Finch, is on 5-8 without loss, and that's a better ball. And he tried to turn away behind leg side, but it held up a little bit, and it goes to Howell, who's fielding at short mid wicket.
Yeah, again here with Aaron Finch, so he's taken all the pace off that AJ Tye, but even that shot from Finch for 4, he's not trying to bludgeon that at all. It's just touch shot from Aaron Finch, because as I say, tonight if you're going for it, you've got to absolutely, even Aaron Finch, you can hit the ball a very long way. He's got to nail
If
it.
it sits up, you can hit it, I think, but it hasn't sat up as yet. And that's again a good ball from Tye, right on the money. And I think Gloucestershire, I just think they're bowling well. I mean, it's only the second over, and Howell can bowl very tightly, a little bit. But and Smith is a very good spinner as well, and Higgins can come in as well if necessary. But they haven't used him in previous games as a bowler.
Elsewhere tonight, just to let you know, the game between Lancashire and Yorkshire sadly abandoned
Oh
the
dear.
Roses match, which is a shame.
It is a great show.
Great
Here, it's
game,
all
that.
right at the moment. Tye comes in and bowls, and that's pulled away, and it's going to go for 4. No, Higgins is scurrying around the boundary, and they go back for 2. That's very well fielded by Ryan Higgins. He loves fielding out there, and the good throw comes in over the stumps. End of the over. Is that 10 without loss or 8? 10 without loss off the 2 overs.
Yeah,
Now, you
7
see,
off that one.
I tell you what else you've got to have a look at as well, Mr. Church. Duckworth Lewis.
Yes, indeed. Yes, no,
Yeah,
very good
18.
point. Very good point.
At the moment, they're behind. There's only 2 overs gone, of course, but
Well, again, though, even that shot from Aaron Finch didn't look to lay back and smash it, just pushed it
Yeah.
for a couple. He's going to work the angles, I think, here.
I think the clouds are coming.
Aaron
I
Finch.
think it will possibly be all right, actually. But there's a way on the far side. There's a massive grey cloud, but that's zooming past.
Yeah, it's going around the back of the pavilion. It is the old urban heat theory again. does come to fruition at times. David Payne from the pavilion end comes left arm over the wicket to Will Jacks, who's forward. Quick singles taken up towards mid-off. That's well run by Will Jacks, and I think it's fair to say pick Michael Klinger out there for the quick single. One more to the total.
Well, Michael Klinger is a very good catcher. He's a little bit slow on his left pins now, the old boy.
Aren't we all? 11 without loss.
Well, he's 39, you know.
Yes, you've told us
It's
that,
probably his
yes,
last
yes.
season at Gloucester. He hasn't quite made up his mind what he's going to do yet. We all hope he's coming back next year.
Aaron Finch on 7. As David Payne is left arm over the wicket to Aaron Finch, and Finch pushes this one into the offside. Will take a single. It's good running from Finch and Jacks. Just nicely pushed away into the offside, and one more to the total. Hammond having to come round to his left. 12 without loss. Surrey chasing 166.
That bit of chocolate talk seducing me there.
Well, this is what you did when you came with your Weight Watchers
Well, I just didn't even have it there.
certificate, and you kept eating everything that was put in front of you during the game. As this one's slammed by Will Jacks off the front foot. Little misfield up there at mid-on by AJ Ty. Thought about the single but decided against it.
Never run on a misfield.
Never run on a misfield. 12 without loss. Yes, I think a Cornish pasty from memory made its way into the commentary
we had
box,
loads.
wasn't it? Yes.
It was a St Austell Cornish pasty day.
That's it.
They brought 6.
Yes, and that half a stone you'd lost, that was back on by stumps. As over the wicket once again comes Payne. Forward goes Jacks, pushes this one out towards extra cover. Hammond will do the fielding. Jacks will pick up another single. He moves on to 5. 13 without loss. Dramatic skyline now. Dark clouds rumbling in. It's a bit like that scene from, do you remember, I don't know if you've seen it, the film called Independence Day.
I haven't seen it.
Where we got invaded by aliens. And they came out of very dark clouds like that.
I see. Oh dear.
As Payne, left arm over the wicket he comes to Aaron Finch. That's hopped on Aaron Finch. He was laying back to cut that. It's just nipped back and hopped on him.
That's
good
nice.
bowling this from Payne.
It is good bowling from Payne. But the problem Michael Klinger has got, as every captain has, you know, what do you do with your best bowlers? Payne is bowling well. Ty has bowled one over from this end. I don't think he'll have another one. And then you bring on Little, who's a good bowler. Higgins, Smith. When do you bring on Smith? It's a tough call, but Klinger's a very, very tactically aware captain.
Payne's in again. Swing and a miss from Will Jacks. Looking to go over the leg side with that one man back. Good over again from David Payne. 3 in his first over, just 4 off his second. 3 overs gone here on BBC Bristol, BBC Radio London. T20 for you again tonight from London. And 14 without loss, Surrey chasing 166 to win.
I mean, you do have to have 5 overs bowled to have a result. And I mean, they'll get through 5, and I mean, they might even bowl the 20 overs. But I just think the clouds are looking a little bit ominous away to our right. They're not full of rain, I don't think. But I just don't know what's going to happen, really. It's pouring. Now Little is going to come on to bowl. Now this is an important over because Little is a very good bowler, a very experienced bowler. Came from Sussex 3 years ago. Comes in, bowls left arm around the wicket and bowls, and that's pulled away. And it's going to be a race round the boundary, and it's going to be reined in by Jack Taylor. And a good throw comes in. They run 2. So the score is now 4-16 without loss.
He's a very experienced bowler as well, Chris Little.
He is, yeah. Yes, he is.
I can do my favourite sentence of, he's always good value, Little.
Well, we had John Lewis as well, playing for Gloucestershire as well.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the best headline ever.
What?
Never knowingly underbowled when he signed for Surrey. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Here he comes again, and that's cut away, and it's just going to be an easy peasy single fielded by Tom Smith at backward point.
It's interesting this because Aaron Finch so far there hasn't been one violent shot yet from Aaron Finch.
Well, I don't think there can be.
Well, I think what he's also decided here is that with the vast expanse, as I say, it's just going to be knocking the ball round, and you know Aaron Finch has been under a bit of pressure this summer because him and Ollie Pope have been sort of the 2 batsmen in form for Surrey in the comp.
Little comes in again, bowls, and that's down the leg side. That's going to be a boundary. Yeah, that's a pretty poor delivery, I have to say. Little knows it as well. He dug it in short, and he had lots of time just to turn it round the corner as the flames go up in front of us here. But they've got to be careful of Gloucestershire. They've got to keep half an eye on Duckworth Lewis. If the rains do come, they probably might not. They might do.
Yeah, that was nicely played from Will Jacks. Again, though, didn't try and go after it, just helped it on its way for 4. Didn't really have to do too much there.
There's a better ball now from Little. And that's the same ball. They're going to stop this one reaching the boundary. They're going back for 2. But that was a disappointing ball from Little again, and he knows it down that leg side.
I'm interested to see this again, actually, on the live stream. See Little coming left arm around the wicket. He's taking that from outside off stump. He's jumped right across his stumps there. Good hands from Will Jacks.
Well, that's good. Yeah, now they've got someone in. They've got Tom Smith, I think.
Now he's got the option, if he wants to go, over Fine Leg, because Fine Leg's had to come up to the edge of the circle.
Yeah. And that's whacked away just for a single as Jack Taylor fields on the leg side boundary, deep square leg.
It's good intelligent. We talked about intelligent batting. So twice there he's gone outside his off stump, worked leg side. So they've had to bring the fine leg up to the edge of the circle, and then he's tried to absolutely launch one. So he's sort of manoeuvred the field to where he wanted it there, Will Jacks.
Well, Little must make sure he's in charge here. 12 apiece to Jackson and Finch, 24 without loss. Klinger has a little word with Little, as Klinger says, make an adjustment, but Little, they decide against it as Little comes in. The floodlights taking control, and that's a good catch, and he's gone. Finch tried to nudge it down to third man. I think the ball came into him a little bit, and a decent catch by Bracey behind the stumps. Good wicket for Gloucestershire.
Yeah, very good catch that. Aaron Finch, as you said, just looking to open the face and run this one off down towards third man. Little from round the wicket, and yeah, big outside edge. Little like catching practice in the mornings, really. And
it was.
Aaron Finch looks at the toe end of his bat. That's a big wicket for Gloucestershire. Aaron Finch goes for 12, and it's 24 without loss, 24 for 1, and that'll bring Sam Curran out into the middle.
Well, Sam Curran is a difficult player to analyse, really. He can be. I remember in that final a long time ago, wasn't it? 5 years ago, and he's that year but a lad, and he didn't bat with much, I meant respect, intelligence. He holed out, if you remember, Marcher, don't you? When he could have just got a single and kept them in the game. But he's matured since then.
Yeah, well, I think then it was. I think he'd be the first time he tended to get overexcited. But I think he now, even at 21, has matured into a very, very fine batsman.
Yes.
And you've seen it in Test cricket. And he's batting at 3 in the T20.
He's at the other end, at the end of the over, 24 for 1.
So David Payne, with our 5th over, is coming into Will Jacks, who pushes down to backward point, and there is no run. He's been in good nick in this competition. He was out first ball in his first game, was Sam Curran, but then the next 2 innings, 92 runs, strike rate of 146. 53 against Somerset at Taunton. Well,
Michael Klinger's kept David Payne on for his 3rd over, which I think is a shrewd move, because he's obviously got into the rhythm of things as Payne.
Comes charging in once more, left arm over the wicket to Will Jacks, who's forward, little inside edge, squirts into the leg side. They'll think about 2, they'll hesitate for a second because Higgins is up quickly. Throw goes to the bowler's end, they'll only pick up the 1. 25 for 1.
Good backing up and good bowling from David Payne.
Piece of cake still sitting there. Jacks has a little chat with Sam Curran.
Well, Sasha's going to have that cake.
I don't think she is. It's been sitting there for since the start. Just tempting you, Bob Hunt. And
I can't have it.
No, 20. Oh gosh. Oh, that is a worry actually. 20. Don't take Sasha. Hide that piece of cake. 25 for 1. Sam Curran comes on to strike for the first time tonight. Has a little stretch, a survey of the field. The left-handed Sam Curran. And David Payne will come left arm over the wicket to Sam Curran, and Curran, that nips back at him, hits him on the pad. Good length delivery, rolls away into the offside, and there is no run. Yeah, nipping back as well. I just wonder if this is skidding on a bit now as well.
Well, the dew's out, isn't it? This is always a difficult time to bat. I mean, the floodlights are totally taken effect. Twilight zone.
Yes. Well, the other thing is with the dark clouds as well. Those lights are taking effect a little bit earlier tonight. As left arm over the wicket once again comes Payne, and this is turned leg side by Sam Curran, just hopping a touch in there towards mid-wicket, and there is no run because over the sort of back of Crystal Palace, down there over the back of the pavilion,
dark.
It's raining in Crystal Palace because you can see the.
How do you know it's raining?
Well, you can see the mast away there in the distance, and that is definitely. You see up there the Crystal Palace mast away there in the distance.
Oh,
there it is.
It's not raining.
No, I think it probably is. I think when I drive back there tonight, I'll see a wet tarmac as this is pushed out into the offside by Sam Curran. And there is no run as Cobain comes round from backward point to do the fielding.
How do you know it's raining over Crystal?
It just looks like it's raining over anybody who's in Crystal Palace who might be listening in at the moment, let us know on Twitter if it's raining in Crystal Palace, because I'm pretty sure it is. Back in the grips, of course, actually, yeah. At Bob Hunt Sport.
Well, if it is, I hope it is in a way, because Gloucestershire are going to win this one on Duckworth Lewis.
Over the wicket comes Payne to Sam Curran, who drives nicely out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope, and they'll pick up one more. End of the over, good over that from Payne. He's been very tight tonight. 5 gone, we have a game, we've had 5 overs, so Duckworth Lewis comes into play, and 26 for 1.
They're 16 behind, aren't they? Ha ha ha.
Well, the winds get picked up as well again now. You look at those flags on the flagpole, they are at right angles.
Actually, it is raining over there, actually, I can see.
That's what I mean, that's near Crystal Palace.
It's nowhere, Crystal Palace is up there.
No, it's going around that way.
Is that really Crystal Palace? You can see a lot. I know it is Crystal Palace. I didn't know it was that big.
Over there. That's the mast.
That is the mast, yeah. But it's raining away to our right as well. I think it's raining over somewhere like Brixton.
Yes, that's the right direction. It might miss us though with the urban heat theory.
Okay. Ty comes into bowl, and that's comes in and fielded by Tom Smith brilliantly. It's Sam Curran on 1, who's facing. Jax is on 13.
Raining in Cardiff at the moment. I'm just looking, and I've got to go back there. And yeah, unfortunately, the Roses match abandoned.
Well, I don't mind if it rains now at all, because we won. Ty comes in and bowls to Curran, and
shot.
That's a shot. That's going to be a 4. That is a bit of a strange delivery from Ty, because he dug it in short, and it was a meat and drink really to the. This is the last over of the power play, but I mean, you get away with it.
That's my mouse dropping on the floor. Yeah, it's a strange old delivery with one man back on the leg side rope as well. And Sam Curran, lots of time there, just jumped onto the back foot, rolled the wrists and pulled it away.
Well, he's got a both foot, hasn't he, Ty? And that's a much better delivery, and he gets caught. He tried to make room for a cut, and it came into him, so he got himself in a right old tangle.
Yes, just that nipping back again, just cramping him up for room, AJ Ty.
Come on, it can rain now. Look, it's pouring with rain over about a mile away.
I think it's going to miss us. I think it's going to sweep round the ground.
What's this urban theory about?
The urban heat theory.
Yes.
It's the heat from the buildings with a river nearby can make the clouds follow the river.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yes, happens there where I live as well. Tie bowls, and that's turned away, and they're going to be just a single. They probably think about coming back for 2. Yes, they do, and that's good running. I've got to say, the throw comes in, and Bracey whips the bails off, but they're home and dry. Now, I live near the River Severn, and that happens at the River Severn as well.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah, there's no buildings there.
The urban heat theory. Oh, but there are no buildings.
No.
Oh.
But it does. You can see it. You go on North Niblin, you can see the clouds going up the River Severn. And it rains on that level. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the cricket, really, is it?
Well, it is, because we're talking about whether it's going to rain.
Yeah, 32 for 1. And that is a. Now, is that a no ball? Yes, it is. That's a silly ball and a free hit as well.
It's quite cleverly played that by Sam Curran, because he was going to go for the uppercut, and then in the end he exaggerated the leave.
You keep on dropping a mouse.
I know, sorry about that, but it's a.
Is it a free hit?
It's no, because it's not a foot fault.
Not a foot fault.
But it's quite a clever leave that from Sam Curran, because he exaggerated it.
It's an extra ball bowled by Ty. And that's
shot.
Oh dear. Was that a 6 or a 1 bounce 4? 1 bounce 4. Now this is a worrying over, because it's Duckworth Lewis is coming closer and ever closer. Gloucester's still leading at the end of this over. I would hope. It's 42, but they're going to adjust it at the end of the over.
Good shot, though, isn't it?
I can see it is raining. I can see it's raining at Crystal Palace now.
I told you, it's going that way.
Yeah.
Key thing is it's not raining here.
That's a very important thing as well.
Yes. If we were playing in Crystal Palace, we'd be a bit wet.
Yes. In fact, it'd be a bit wet a mile or so away to our right-hand side. But it's raining in Tooting, Beck, Brixton as well, probably. Richmond, Putney, Wandsworth, all around those places. Ty comes in and bowls now to Curran, and Curran just plays that, and it takes a dot ball. Now, that is the end of the over. Let's see what Duckworth-Lewis. I'm not a bit obsessed about Duckworth-Lewis.
Well, you've got to be with the weather like it is.
48, so they're 10 behind are Surrey now, and
Mr. Mornay-Morkel's on the big screen there.
and why isn't he playing for this?
I think they're just giving him a bit of a break, actually, to be honest with you. T20 as well for Mornay. I think they want him ready for the championship. He's bowled a lot of overs in championship cricket.
Now, may I say, Mr. Churt, this is a big moment in this game.
Tom Smith into the attack.
Can be brilliant.
Very, very, very good bowler, Tom Smith. Especially in the shorter form. Very experienced. So, our first look at spin. Power play's done and dusted. It will be Tom Smith to bowl the 7th over. And, yeah, 10 behind. Now, what these two will do, though, is keep an eye on these clouds. They're 10 behind at the moment. Will Jacks, the man on strike, backs away and forces this first one from Tom Smith out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope. They'll pick up a single. One more to the total, 39 for 1. But at the end of this over, you need to be on 48.
Well,
then it will go up again.
It'll go up again.
Yeah, go up again.
Tom Smith is a very good bowler, but occasionally drops it short, and well, they've got to go some to clear in the leg side.
Yeah, you see, that might not be the worst tactic tonight with this big leg side boundary. I don't mean, dropping a long hop, but just defend that long leg side boundary as he's in now as Tom Smith. This is turned leg side wristily by Sam Curran, and Jack Taylor comes up to do the fielding. And one more to the total. I'm watching the ground staff at the moment as well, who well, they've just gone back to their workshop down there, and they're just sitting on the chairs at the moment, keeping an eye out as Tom Smith is into Will Jacks, who drives out towards the sweeper on the cover rope. That's Taylor. One more to the total. 41 for 1, Surrey. Sam Curran comes back onto back onto strike on 12. And 166 is their target. We're keeping an eye on Duckworth-Lewis as well. It's good stuff this so far from Tom Smith. Here goes Sam Curran, looking to go over long off, but in the end didn't quite get to the pitch of it, and has hauled it down towards long on. We'll get another single. I think he wants the international sign of a towel, I think.
I think this is a good over from Tom Smith.
It is so far. It is so far. Definitely raining in Crystal Palace. 42 for 1.
It is.
Round the wicket goes Tom Smith. Oh, and Jacks will go here. He's looked to work leg side. It's just held up on him. And leading edge, Klinger takes the catch. And the other thing with that is Duckworth-Lewis will go shooting up now with the wicket. Klinger, good catch. Will Jacks has gone. Great time for Gloucestershire to get the wicket. And it's 42 for 2.
It was a good catch. I mean, Klinger had to. He pushed at it, and I think the ball was probably spinning, and Klinger to his right-hand side. I mean, it wasn't the hardest catch that Klinger's ever taken in his life, but it was a difficult one. And Tom Smith gets a wicket. Well, you say he's a very good cricketer. Very good cricketer, Tom Smith.
This has been a terrific first over. And as I say, the other thing there is to get the wicket. At the end of this over, Duckworth-Lewis goes rocketing upwards with a wicket, of course. So Ollie Pope is out there in the middle, batting at 4, 42 for 2. I'm just looking at the live stream pictures, and sort of behind us, it doesn't look too bad, actually. There's some clearer skies over Canary Wharf.
Crystal Palace has disappeared.
I told you. the mast has gone. So I think, yes, if you are in Crystal Palace at the moment,
you're getting wet.
You are, I think. We can't see the mast anymore. So it's going to be Tom Smith with the final ball of this, the 7th over. Coming left arm round the wicket, and using his feet is Ollie Pope. Tucks this into the leg side. Will want 2 here, will Ollie Pope. Straight away. Here we go. Ollie Pope scampering and picks up 2. So end of the over. Good one from Tom Smith. 7 gone. We'll see what Duckworth-Lewis will go up to. 44 for 2. Pope has 2.
59.
There you go. So shoots up to 59. Sam Curran's on 13.
Yeah. Well, with Sam Curran there, you've got to be very careful. Now Benny Howell comes on there. You won't get many runs off him.
He's got so many deliveries. The famous knuckleball, of course, of Benny Howell.
Also, he holds the ball as he's running into the batsman. Can't see.
Yeah.
Mind you, he must be a very good cricketer to see what the ball's going to be bowled if the bowler holds it in his hand. But
well, the other thing, though, with that, what's quite interesting is I remember with Saqlain Mushtaq that used to watch him from the non-striker's end and either have the left or the right hand to see if he was going to bowl the other one. They could spot it, the non-striker could spot it.
And here's Howe's first ball, and that's a very poor ball, and it's gone for 4. Well, we bigged him up. Perhaps we bigged him up too much. It was down the leg side. In fact, if he'd have left it, it'd been a wide. As the flames leap up around here.
But sometimes that's why another reason to cover it up is so that the non-striker can't see what's going on as you run in.
Well, what can the non-striker do? He can't tell.
Well, if you can, as I say, if he thinks you'll have a signal from the non-striker, say he's got both fingers across it, or it's going to be out the back of the hand, especially against spin, really.
48 for 2, Surrey, and a single with Jack Taylor running in from the square leg boundary. Now this is very, again, I'm a bit worried about old Duckworth Lewis. I mean, they're behind, but they are creeping up a little bit.
But they can also see better than us what the weather's doing behind.
Yeah,
behind.
true,
Although, as
true.
I say that, I think it's just started raining because I'm looking up into the floodlights. It's light drizzle at the moment.
It is light drizzle. Yes, slow down, Gloucestershire. Come on, boys. Don't bowl another bad ball, Benny Howe. That's another single. They're going to try and make it 2. Jack Taylor comes in and contents himself with just that 1.
Because it is now raining.
It is raining. It's raining men. Well, no, it isn't.
Well, I don't think it is. 50 for 2. But
now
50 up for Surrey. But it is now raining and Surrey are behind on Duckworth Lewis.
Yeah, it is.
The batsman would have spoken about this.
Well, they've got to go big, haven't they, Surrey? It's Howe bowls. And just another single. They're scurrying back for a second. They're gambling, but they're not going to take it. Good throw comes in from Miles Hammond.
It's going to be difficult for the fielders here as well now.
It's raining heavily now. It's raining heavily. They're going to go. Sure, they must go off.
You say it's raining, but funny enough, at the moment, I don't think it's too heavy yet. But
well,
I think it's about to get heavier.
Everyone's moving.
Well, look at it now in the floodlights.
Well, now
there's rain coming, and with this wind as well. They're going to have to come off in a sec, I think.
I think they might have to come off in a second or two, but they're still playing at the moment. Howe bowls. Well, that's just another single. Howe is content to keep it down for 1. Howe throws. Throw comes in. Michael Klinger at the non-striker's end gathers it. Now.
Well, I think the umpires at the moment are
well, they're happy. I think they're happy at the moment, but you can see that it is a very heavy drizzle. I think the umpires have got to bear in mind the fielders.
Yep,
because
and the bowlers trying to grip the ball.
Yeah,
they're going to have to come off here.
It's getting really heavy now. Oh dear, that's bad luck for Surrey, isn't it?
Well, I think the only thing here might be that it'll blow across pretty quickly. It just depends what's coming from behind us because we can't really see, but I'm not at all surprised that they've had to come off now. At 52 for 2 then, 7.5 overs gone. The Duckworth Lewis on the board 59, so Surrey are behind on Duckworth Lewis.
Well, was that the end of the over?
Well, even if we don't get back out there, they're behind.
There's
so
there's
one ball to go now. So 1 ball to go, so they're behind Surrey. Now they're bringing the big covers on down below us. As I say, I don't know what's behind us coming over the back of the OCS stand, but at the minute it's absolutely filthy here. It really is.
Yeah, I think we got the announcement on the board. The match has been delayed due to adverse weather. Updates to follow. Now, if the game finishes now, Gloucestershire have won by dint of our good old friends Duckworth, Lewis and Stern.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Who is Stern? He sort of came from nowhere, didn't he?
Yeah, a sub. He's South African, I think, or an American, I think he is.
Ah.
Well, my son's a postman. He delivers the letters to Duckworth or Lewis, one of the two. He lives in Dursley.
Who was it you used to be postman for and deliver letters to?
No, I was a paper round.
Paper round for?
Frank Ifield.
Frankie
Vaughan, Cliff Richard.
Cliff Richard, that's it.
Cliff
yes,
Richard,
indeed.
Yeah.
You were the paper boy for Cliff Richard.
Anyway, if you're listening back in Bristol, I think we're going to have to take a little break here. I'm sure Bristol can go to the Somerset game if they're playing. Are they playing? I don't know. Oh, good. That's right. So leave us here at Surrey and join the Somerset game. If and when we start, you'll be the very first to know. Meanwhile, from Mark Church and myself, Bob Hunt, 52 for 2 Surrey are, and if it finishes now, Gloucestershire have won by dint of our good old friends Duckworth, Lewis and Stern. And actually, I think the rain is dying down a little tiny bit, but we'll have to wait and see. Any more news, come back to us when you can. Cheers, thanks. Hello? You're talking to us. Nothing's happening here. Hello? It's set in. I think it hasn't been called off yet, but the rain is pouring down. I put even money it's going to be called off. They're putting the covers on. I'll keep you informed. Cheers, bye. Oh, I've got to get interviews, of course, anyway. I have to go and get an interview as well. So keep it open.
You sharing with Kevin on Sunday, or are you doing your own?
No, Kevin and me. Yes, Kevin and me. Yeah.
I've been there before. I assume you'll be in a tent, will you?
I think they've got a problem at Radley. They've got to have a radio car. I think.
Oh, okay, right. I'll look out for it.
Yeah. Come and join us.
Lunch with Sean Patel at 11.
Are you?
Late lunch.
Or late lunch?
No, not 11. No, I mean 1 o'clock.
It starts at 2:30, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
No, I've got to get. Where? Oh God, the players are over there, aren't they? Got to get right round to interview them. So that's a bit of a stress.
Right, good to see you, Bob.
Yes, lovely to see you. I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Careful. All sorts all right for you tomorrow.
Also good.
Are you going home, or you
I'm going to train from Euston.
from here?
Yeah.
And back to London.
I'm coming back to London the same evening. Yeah.
We've got a hotel budget for you.
Well, I have Bristol to play for tonight and Gloucester to play for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's a hotel in Regent's Park.
Really?
Yeah. Don't know what it is. It's all in budget. Now then, this game is down. Oh no, it's stopped raining now.
Yeah, well, you look at the floodlights, don't they? Nice to meet you. I hope you get on with your media career. Do you want me to leave you my email address?
Yeah, that would be amazing if possible.
Yeah.
Just let me know how you're getting on.
Yeah, that
Some
would be.
people don't fancy coming to Salford.
No, that would be amazing if you don't mind checking in. Thank you. It's very kind.
Churchy puts in a good word for you. That's good.
I was going to say, no, he's been very helpful. Sorry, my phone's a bit dated compared to these big snazzy ones. I just really like the size of it. Thank you so much. That's really kind.
See you later, Bob.
Cheers, man. See you on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Now I've got to get this bloody right. Well, it's a bugger, but I mean, it's got the most important thing in the world, which is my Lorentz. Trouble is, they'll be very quick to get away.
Yeah, that's true, actually. It has actually stopped raining.
It's taken ages to clear.
Yeah, I was going to say. Ooh, looks like they are moving then.
So like I think 9:45 is the
9:45.
the last time cricket can be played.
Oh, I see.
So they basically have to get off
For 9:45.
before 9:45
Right.
revised DL target.
Well, that would be strange, wouldn't it? That'd be well, whatever it is, it's got to benefit Gloucestershire, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but what they're only winning by 6 runs at the moment.
Well, that hasn't been. They might change it again.
The over.
Yeah.
Still, it's a couple of biffs to win if they're only on for 1 over.
Well, if it is just 1 over, let's put everyone on the boundary. Or as many as they can, of course. Oh dear. It has stopped. They are drying the outfield. They got the rope. It is drizzling a bit.
from the pavilion end then to bowl the 9th of the 12, coming in round the wicket to Sam Curran, and Curran looking to swing leg side, inside edge, hits the pad, rolls back up the pitch. This is why it's so difficult, because 5 men still allowed back. We've talked about it throughout this game. Massive playing surface for this one, because we're right in the middle of the square, and they've got to come out cold and start again.
And Klinger is a master tactician.
51 required now by Surrey. Where can he go here, Sam Curran? Higgins, round the wicket he comes to Sam Curran, and Curran drills one down the ground, but it'll just be a single, and that'll do for Gloucestershire as the throw comes in. And again, that whole toss of the coin as well, we talked about it. Win the toss if there's rain about, bat first, because Duckworth Lewis is going to come into play. So it's another 50 required from here for Surrey. 3.4 overs remaining for them, and Ollie Pope comes on to strike with 4 to his name.
A single is not enough. I mean, I just think that Gloucestershire, they should win it from here. It's theirs to lose, isn't it, Gloucestershire? Would you agree with that, Mark Church?
Absolutely. One of these two, or these two, are going to have to do something pretty spectacular. As Higgins is in to Pope, right up on his toes. Pope drives, that rolls out towards extra cover, and there's no run. Because the other thing, as we've said laboriously throughout this game, it's pretty, you can defend here tonight because the boundaries are so big.
And also, I think it's a good move from Klink to bring Higgins on, who just very skiddy bowler. He's not very tall, and he rarely bowls a bad ball.
I think quite a few of the crowd have gone home because it's it's not as full as it was. As Higgins is in, and Sam Curran slaps this one. That'll skid off the surface out towards long off, and wow, what a bit of work that is. Sliding round down there at long off, because Sam Curran got hold of that. That is brilliant from Gloucestershire.
Jack Taylor, I think it is out there, is it? No, it isn't. Jack Taylor helped.
I think it might be Cobain.
Klinger.
I think it might be Cobain, because he's got the black trainers on.
Cobain it is, yes. Well played, Cobain.
Cobain with his colour-coordinated kit. So they've picked up.
Brilliant.
Oh, now they're looking at now. Sam Curran is looking at the big screen. We had this earlier, and well, I think Billy Taylor's saying I can't go off the big screen. But they did in the first innings, so this is where I get so confused, because this isn't a televised game. So they've said it doesn't get over the rope, so it's 2 more. As round the wicket then comes Higgins to Sam Curran, swings leg side out towards deep mid wicket. They'll get a single this time as the throw comes in. 1 more to the total. I don't think it'll make a huge amount of difference.
No, I don't think.
I think Sam Curran is saying to Billy Taylor, hang on though, first innings there was the fielding that was done, and you did look at the big screen, and Sam Curran, I think, is sort of indicating.
You have to take the fielder's word. I don't think the crowd didn't disagree over that.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that it was shown again on the big screen. But this isn't a televised game. As over the wicket then comes Higgins to Ollie Pope, who's down the pitch, picks it up on the full, slams it through extra cover and away for 4. So Jack Taylor was out there, but he's hammered that. Has Ollie Pope. They get a boundary off the last ball of the over.
Wasn't enough though.
So that'll take it on to 62 for 2. 3 overs left. 42 required, Bob Hunt.
Well, it is going to be interesting, because the ball is skidding around all over the place, and it's difficult to stop it. Basically, you can only have 5. If it was a little county championship, you'd have everyone around the boundary, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You have to have 5 out there. And it's a real master tactician of Klinger to know exactly. You've almost got to second guess what the ball's going to be, haven't you? Now it's going to be Bracey standing up, and Howard is going to bowl. And I think this is a good move from Klinger. Bracey standing up might be a bit of a gamble, but it will stop Sam Curran going out of his crease, which he likes to do. So I tell you that it's got to be a very, very tight over this from Benny Howell.
Well, the other thing is he'll take all the pace off it, because with fine leg up and third man up, he doesn't want little ramp shots being played.
Here he comes now. His first ball, and he bowls to Curran, and that's up in the air. It's going to be out caught, I think. It's going to be out caught by Smith. No, it's not. It's a 6, and Smith climbs into the... And Smith's hurt himself very badly, I think. Smith has collided with the advertising hoarding. He's all right, actually, and it's a 6.
It's a huge strike, that, from
In fact, it was
Curran.
Miles Hammond, it wasn't Smith, and Hammond hurt himself as it was a 6. It was only just a 6. Hammond desperately tried to stop it being a 6, and that's the trouble, because that's the boundary of the first ball, and now anything else is a bit of a bonus.
Yeah, it's a great shot. That's a long old carry.
Howell comes in again. That's better, and Bracey, that was a better ball from Howell. It's moved away, and Bracey took it well standing up.
I think they've got the two. Well, I suppose Aaron Finch would be, but Sam Curran's in good nick at the moment, and Ollie Pope has been in good nick throughout the competition without making a big score.
These 4 balls are very, very important in the context of the game. As Howell comes in again and bowls, and that's gone down. Now it's going to be just a single. It beat Bracey standing up. I don't know if that hit the bat. Yes, it did. That's the way about Bracey standing up, of course, but I think he's actually in the right place.
Well, singles are fine for Gloucestershire.
They are.
The other thing about having these two out there from a batting point of view is they are so quick between the wickets as well. So you've got 2 of the young pups out there.
Yeah, however they could slip though turning, couldn't they? There's a new bat come out for Ollie Pope. Now Pope's on 9 and Curran's on 31, so they need 33 to win with 2 overs and 3 balls to come, and that's hit him on the pad. They just take a leg by. A single will be nothing to do with that. Singles are fine for Gloucestershire, unless of course you bowl a bad ball the first ball of the over, which happened in this over.
Yeah, 14 balls left now.
Yeah, and they need
Surrey.
33 to win.
Big ask, really is a big ask for this.
It's 103, isn't it, to win?
103, 104 to
have a tie.
To tie, yeah.
104 to tie. 34 runs needed for a tie.
103 to tie, 104 to win. 104
yes.
is the target.
104 is the target. Have another tie, you know, another tie.
No.
Now, this is dangerous because Howell's bowling to the left-handed Curran is in very good form, and no, it's a good ball. It's just a single. They're going to make it into 2. They come back for 2, and it's going to be a close one. And you're right about them running. He had to throw himself in at the non-striker's end, and they make it for 2.
Well, it could be key in the fact that Ollie Pope is so quick that he's managed to turn that into 2 with the dive. Ollie Pope.
Well, I would say if it hadn't been wet, they couldn't have done 2. Then no. It was skiddy.
This is nothing against 2 of my favourite bowlers, but if this was batting into here, you might be struggling to get back for the second. But the fact is, you've got these 2 who are very quick between the stumps.
Curran's on 33. Oh, and that's a good ball, and it beat him. See, Howell is capable of that. It started off with a bad ball, and I think they got 10 off the over. Is that right? 72 for 2.
Yeah, knuckleball again, I think that from Benny.
So 2 balls, 2 overs left.
Yeah, 12 deliveries left, 32 required by Surrey now. So 32 required off 12 deliveries, 2 overs remaining. And it'll be Ryan Higgins again. You just feel there's got to be, this has got to be the big over here. You've got to have a 20 here or something along those lines to give yourself a hope in that last over.
Well, they need 32 to win, and there's 2 overs left. Is it 3 overs left? It's 2 overs.
2 overs. It's a 12 over game now. It says
3 on the board.
2 overs left. That's the extras. I think on there, yeah.
Is it?
So 2 overs left.
Right, okay.
Yeah, 2 overs left.
Yeah.
So 12 balls. Here comes Higgins from the pavilion end. Down the ground goes Ollie Pope, and doesn't really time this. They'll just get a single, and that'll be 1 more to the total. So good bowling from Higgins. Got it right up there.
Well, that's what Higgins is good at. He'll get it on the spot. He'll get it on the spot. There's no margin of error for Higgins. He might bowl 1 short ball, but it's got to be a big hit.
73 for 2. 31 required off 11 deliveries. Higgins. Round the wicket he comes to Sam Curran, and Curran swung him high in the air. He might go here. Jack Taylor comes in. No, it'll bounce in front of Jack Taylor in his fluorescent boots, and the throw comes in. 1 bounce over the top of the stumps. They'll pick up 2.
That was intelligent from Jack Taylor. He had a chance of catching it, but he thought, hang on, if I miss it, it's going to go for 4. So I think he did the right thing then, Jack Taylor.
75 for 2, Surrey. 29 required off 10 balls here on BBC Bristol, BBC Radio London.
Exciting, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, very exciting.
Sweating yet, Mr.
I am sweating a
little
little bit.
touch, yes.
As
round the wicket comes Higgins to Sam Curran, swinging this one over the top of backward point. Back goes Benny Howe, tries to get a hand to it, skids off the turf. They'll get back for 2. 2's okay.
Yeah.
Is Benny Howell okay? Oh, Benny Howell's hurt himself here. trying to go back over his shoulder. Now Benny Howe,
He's
down.
I think he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, he's not in a good way here, Benny Howe, just sprinting back. Here comes the physio, running out there, but sprinting back. And as he dived, Benny Howe, he's landed pretty heavily on the turf there. So we'll have another delay here for
they're
Benny
bringing
Howe.
on the 12th man.
Well, I think they're saying we're going to have to get him off. So there might be another delay here to get Benny Howe off. So this is going to be
well, if Howe's hurt
delay.
himself, it's dangerous for Gloucestershire because he's a very key man in the Gloucestershire side, and it means if he's badly hurt, he'll probably missing on Sunday against Middlesex at Radlett. Every ball, of course, on your BBC. Now he's getting up.
I think it's more his leg.
Yeah, I think
it's his left leg. Yeah, he's holding his left leg, and he
his
looks
ankle
in
looks
real
like he sprained
trouble.
his ankle or something.
He's going to have to hobble off here, Benny Howe, poor fella. And the Surrey physio, Alex Tyso, fine figure of a man, comes jogging out to assist as well. So yeah, they're going to have to get the 12th man on. That could be it for Benny Howe tonight.
Chris Dent has come on, I think, as 12th man.
I also wonder whether Benny Howe would have bowled the last over.
Well, I think that's
another
probably
thing.
right.
So he
That's
won't be able
another
to
factor.
now.
Oh,
Another
dear.
factor. He would have probably bowled our final over, Benny Howe. So Benny Howe has to hobble off, and fingers crossed.
It's all happening here, isn't it?
It is. Touch wood for Benny Howe. That's nothing too serious, poor
Well,
fella.
it probably won't be able to play on Sunday. It's his ankle. It's definitely his ankle. I don't think he's broken it because he's sort of hobbling, but he's just probably sprained it quite badly. It's all happening here, isn't it?
It is. It's all the drama of the T20. 77 for 2.
No, it is Chris Dent has come on as, I think he's come on as, yes he has.
Yeah,
Chris Dent is a very good fielder.
9 balls left, 27 required by Surrey, but yeah, Benny Howe he's in trouble there. He's very slowly making his way round the batter. I hate to see this.
Yeah.
I really do. It's awful.
Well, that's the umpires in many ways are culpable because they let play start and it's a slippery pitch.
77 for 2.
Ooh, who's going to bowl the last over?
Well, that's another good point. It's going to be Sam Curran on strike as round the wicket comes Higgins to Sam Curran. Great Yorker. Sam Curran looking to help that down towards third man, but it's got
Great
it
ball.
right up there in the block hole. Good stuff this from Higgins.
Yeah, he's good man. Good man, old Higgy.
I'm just looking around. I wonder if it might be Liddell.
Well, Payne is warming up, but I think he's bowled 3. I can't think he can bowl the 4th, can he?
I don't see how that goes into 12.
I think Ty could probably come on.
AJ Ty, of course.
AJ Ty.
He was there for the tie with the bat.
Yes.
Could he be there for the tie with the ball? As round the wicket once more then comes Higgins to Sam Curran, swings leg side, but again Higgins has got this right up in the block hole. Good bowling from Ryan Higgins. They'll get back for 2, but 2's not really what they're looking for at the moment. They need a 6 here. There are a couple of, there's 1 ball left of the over, so there's 7 balls left. 79 for 2, 25 required off 7.
This is a very important ball.
Very important. If you could find a 6 from a batting point of view, 19 off the last over. But if they can just keep it down to 2, then 23 is
Higgins is
tough.
right up.
Round the wicket he comes to Sam Curran. Great bowling, the Yorker, and Sam Curran cannot get underneath that.
Great
That's
stuff.
a terrific delivery from Ryan Higgins. So 1 over remaining, and Surrey will require 25 overs off the last. 25 runs off the last over. And it's been a long night, Mr.
It has been a very long night, hasn't it? Yeah.
Who's bowling the last? AJ Ty.
Now, Klinger's asking the umpire about bowling over the time because, of course, there was stuff like that against Essex.
Yeah, they'll be all right here.
When they suddenly decided that it's 14, it was Sussex they were playing, they needed 14 off the last over. Suddenly, they knocked 6 runs off it.
You can. It's again, my thing with that though is there's absolutely no consistency on it at all.
No, there wasn't.
You know, if you're going to do that, you have to have the clock on the big screen at every game.
Yeah.
You can't just have it at the televised affairs. You've got to let the players know what's going on out there. We had a bit of that last year with Surrey getting the shock of their lives. But it's fine when it's on the TV because you have the funny little clock doing the tick there. Anyway, I haven't got that to worry about tonight.
No,
it's just
AJ
25
Ty.
needed
AJ
with AJ Ty bowling the last over.
AJ Ty.
It's written in the stars.
It is written in the stars. I tell you what, I worry about Ty because Howell would have probably bowled the last over, and Ty can bowl it a bit short. and often a bit wide. He's got to just aim for the off stump, surely. I would think just wide of the off stump. Here he comes. Ty comes to Pope, and that's reversed, and everyone's falling about all over the place. It's comic capers out there. The throw comes in, and he takes the bails off, does Bracey, but loses the ball in the process. So that's I don't know.
That was magnificent.
Everyone was falling about all over the place. It's carnage out there.
Backward point went to his right, left, thinking that it was going to be the reverse. He didn't quite get it, and backward point tried to come back to his right and just fell over. And they've picked up 2, so it's, oh dear, 23 required of 5 for Surrey.
This is tall. This is a very important ball. They all are in this over. Ty comes in, bowls, and that's just going to be a single, and well fielded by the captain Klinger, who got in exactly the right position, got the old long handle out, and so it's now 24 from 4.
Poor old Benny Howe's only just got round in front of the pavilion. He's still trying to get to the steps, so
yeah,
it doesn't look great, does it, for Benny Howe?
Well, the fact he's walking means I don't think he's broken his ankle.
Tell you what would do it here for the batting side, Surrey, 6-4s. Basically, that's what Sam Curran has to do now.
Well, they've only got 4 balls to bowl.
4 balls to go, 22 needed. 6-4s will do the trick from a Surrey perspective, but that's what they need to do
well,
here.
if this ball's a 1 or a 2, and they've lost it.
Exactly.
Oh, it's close. But old Sam Curran on 39. I admire him. He's got the big leg side boundary to aim for. Here comes Ty bowls to Sam Curran, and that is a perfect ball because it is very wide and it's a perfect delivery. The crowd are booing.
Yeah, I think Sam Curran sort of has fallen over and tried to get across to it, but Steve O'Shaughnessy was never giving that as a wide.
It wasn't a wide.
Top ball.
Well, Sam Curran made it into a... We went for a long way over, but it was never a wide.
So 22 off 3 now,
Never
Mr. Hunt. That's not happening.
7. This is a good win for Gloucestershire, unless something dramatic happens in this ball from Ty. Well, that's up in the air. That's a 6. Doesn't matter. Oh, it hit the... That was interesting. Somebody tried to catch it catch that 6, and it hit him on the head. It's a 6. But anyway, it doesn't matter too much because you need 2 balls left, and they need 16. Well, it's a tough ask. Now, the umpire's having a word with Curran.
I think he's still complaining about that wide because now he's hit that 6. Then he's sort of saying, well, if I'd had an extra ball, but the decision's been made now, so just got to be a little careful here, Sam Curran. I think that's what he was saying, but the umpires have got together for a bit of a natter about that.
Well, it wasn't a wide.
88 for 2, so yes, 16 off 2, Bob Hunt. 16 off 2, it would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
They need a foot-fault no ball here.
Yes, they do. Ty, come on, just bowl anywhere, not down the leg side. That's fine, that's brilliant, and Curran's lost his head. I don't blame him, and Gloucestershire got 1 ball left, and they're going to win this one. I think overall they should have worthy winners.
Yeah, I think
they bowled well.
They have bowled well. I think it's always difficult, isn't it, when the game gets sort of stopped halfway through it.
Well, they've come out cold, and this is the last ball of the match as Ty comes in to bowl it, and Curran goes for a 6. No one minds about that. It's going to be caught in the bound on the crowd. Someone has caught it in the crowd, and they dropped it, and the game was finished. Gloucestershire won this one by 10 runs, and I really do think that Gloucestershire, on the whole, deserved to win it. There's some people running on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. So Gloucestershire won this one, and I think overall, Duckworth Lewis were a little bit generous, I think. A little bit generous. But I don't know how they work it out. But, I mean, Sam Curran still cross about that wide. I think it was a wide. It wasn't a wide. It was absolutely a good decision by the umps. So, there we are from BBC Radio Bristol. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage tonight. It was a good game of cricket. And Gloucestershire have won this one by 9 runs. And they carry on for Sunday's match. Every ball on the BBC for Sunday's game at Radlett, and from Mark Church and from the cake provider Sasha and myself, Bob Hunt, a very, very good night, and listen to Reaction tomorrow morning on your local BBC.